enlighten you, teach you, and learn something from you. Madam Merkaba, I'm so grateful for your love and your support. It means so much for me. You've been with me through many, many things, silently and publicly. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my light. Madam Merkaba.
That's
Merkaba.
where I can see far.
Well, good morning. I'm gonna try not to yell. I literally just got up, y'all. I grabbed whatever wig I can grab. Just so happened it's the wig that y'all remember 2 years ago. I pulled out these pink and purple wigs. Just happened it's these wigs. Come on in here, Jay. Yes, honey. And of course I'm sitting here looking at my damn nails like, girl, they're literally starting to crack again. And I just got this motherfucker fixed too. You see that? Let me see. Right there, that line right there. And I'm just like, girl, when these nails break off, they break off. Fuck that shit. And and that's what I be thinking too. When you go to like these nail shops, they listen to you, but they do what the fuck they want to do. Like, I know the longer your nails are, the easier they break. So I tell them when my nails are longer to make them thicker. And this nail tech of mine that I've been going to for 2 years was like, well, when you first start coming to your nails are like bricks, and it's like, well, duh, because they're long. When you're like, I'm not just sitting on my computer texting all day and like, bitch, I'm doing shit. I'm moving shit around. I'm organizing my room. I'm walking my dogs. Like, girl, 25-pound dog, fucking 10-pound dog. Like, bitch, I'm doing shit. So yeah, it's not realistic to make them long and keep them thin. So, like I said, I'm just gonna let these break off. I gotta go do a fill in about a week or two. I'm gonna tell him, yeah, you need to make these motherfucker thicker. If there's a problem with making them thicker, honey, let me find somebody else. Bitch, I'll go way up to Northern California, bitch, go do my nails every 3 weeks. I don't give a fuck about that, bitch. Anyway, because I don't trust nail shops, honey. So, of course, I'm stopping by here this morning to say hello before I get off and start doing what I'm doing. Yeah, I didn't go to bed until like 3 o'clock this morning. But either way, some ideas came up, and I said, let me get up on here and talk about them. So I did tell you guys, and first I want to start this off and say, shout out to my supporters, contributors, gifters, kindred spirits, those who support, regardless of the fact, honey. Let me tell y'all something. Some of y'all support me so much that literally, y'all, and I got this cute little pin too, by the way, y'all. It's $100 bill inside this cute little crystal. And yeah, honey, got this from the spiritual shop. Anyway, literally, okay, literally, that video that we posted that had no sound on it. Y'all still was liking those damn videos, honey. Y'all still was liking the videos and commenting that video. And I said, come on in here, support. Even when the video ain't got no motherfucking sound, they said, bitch, we're gonna like these videos, honey. Because we wanna see Mystic do what she needs to do. Anyway, so I want to talk about two things or a few things, but for sure two things. So I told you I'm going to be revamping the blog spot. We already talked about why we don't have the website and also the good shit. Just for me, it doesn't, Anyway, I don't see myself investing in that. Especially with what's going on right now on the internet and all these little TikTok all these other motherfucking people. And you even see y'all going into the little reviews that you see now on the internet about bitches that are mad because they're not making no money and they're not attracting what they should be attracting. They're not manifesting what they should be manifesting. So they're cock blocking and dropping and definitely trying to block, okay, what a bitch is doing. So it's like, yeah, I could not see myself going through all that and then investing in a whole bunch of shit behind that because, of course, you have a website, there's legal shit you got to have behind this. So I'm like, I just don't see myself doing that. This is something that I can do full time at the way that I'm doing, not full time, but permanently the way that I'm doing it at. I'm like, sure. But yeah, being a YouTube spiritualist, and yeah, I just don't see that for lifelong. I don't see that. I told you I see clients in person. That's a whole nother spiritual name. That's a whole nother spiritual connection. Now with that name, I thought about getting LLCs and stuff for that. And I really thought about that because I'm like, yeah, that could be a permanent thing in person, but virtually I just don't see it. But either way, I'm gonna revamp the blog spot. I'm gonna make everything on one page too, so that way people are not confused. And during the consultation, you can ask about what it is that we're offering because people send emails anyway. I get so many emails, and some of these people emails get um, bounced back and forth because I don't know if they'll send an email when someone else send an email. I don't know if that should so happen the emails are filled because I told you I don't really delete my emails like that, but they'll send an email. They say, "Yeah, I sent an email. I didn't get it." And the shut off it'll either be in spam or they'll send me a screenshot of it. I'm looking for it. I never ever received that email. So either way, and of course, I lost out on readings and people wanting to do casework and stuff. So either way, I want to make it simple. And like I said, if you have any questions outside of what's on the blog spot, this is where the consultation coming at. If you decide to do the work, the consultation fee go towards the work. And of course, it'll be on the blog spot. I'll come back and talk about once I post it. If you just wanted a consultation just to talk to somebody, then of course that fee does not go towards anything, and you pay for my motherfucking time. I'm definitely about time because I do feel like time and money goes hand in hand. Okay, I don't care what nobody say. I do feel like time and money goes hand in hand. One of my sisters told me about a movie called Time or something where you have to pay your time to do things, and I'm like, well, that's realistically true because you cannot get back time. Like money, you can get back. So it's like people spend money to get your time, but the time that you give them, you cannot get back. And although I love helping people, just some people I feel like be playing games, right? I just feel like some people, that they need to validate or they need to vent. And because they don't want to vent to their family and friends, they feel like their family and friends understand it, then it's, let me reach out to the spiritual person and do a free consultation to then unload my junk onto them, and then they can figure out what they're going to do with that energy. We don't do that. So, like I said, that's what I'm going to start doing. When I receive emails, the only email response that I'm going to get back, of course, especially if you're new, will be where you can send that consultation fee. When you do the consultation, you could definitely ask about the products, the services, how we do this, what we do this, da 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 da. Boo. I'll go over that. And like I said, that'll just save a lot of energy and definitely a lot of time. Someone even hit me up a couple of weeks ago. It was probably even like a month ago now. And I was just a little shocked by this too because I've done work with this person in the past. But someone hit me up and they were asking about like three separate things. And one of the things I was just kind of like, okay, this person ain't serious. Either way, mysteriously they responded back that they were going to get back to me on a certain day, and of course they didn't. And I was a little frustrated, you guys, because of course during that time I was so busy with my in-person stuff that I literally was taking the time out to check these emails, going back and forth these emails. And we probably sent about 6 or 7 emails, but I went back and forth, pulled on the side of the road. Like I think, yeah, every time I would get an email, I would try to respond back to it immediately. And just so happened I was doing something. So I pull over, check the message, blah, 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 or I'll be in the middle of, whatever, doing personal stuff. And I'm like, okay, bam, let me check, let me respond. So to kind of be like, yeah, I'll get back to you on this date. And then of course they never got back. So I was just like, damn, okay, that was wasted time and energy. So that's why I was like, yeah, let me implement that. Like, yeah, you could read the blog spot, you could see the live videos. There's something specifically you're looking for, or you want to know something where you definitely send over a consultation fee, a love offering, whatever the hell you want to call it. And we go from there. Like I said, everything will be on one page. There's no more multiple pages on the blog spot. Okay. If there'll probably be only 2 pages where you could see, I don't know, maybe to be uh, readings. I don't know. I forgot how I'm going to do that. But for sure, one page where you're seeing the price of the casework and all that. And of course, during the consultation, I'll kind of go over this stuff too. And maybe that's how I put it on there too. Estimately going into cost of um, products for the work as well as the length of the work because people tend Okay, and it's really got into the lawyer stuff, right? When you pay a lawyer, it's a flat rate. The attorney I have is $500 an hour. $500 an hour, honey. And because they don't really know how long things are gonna be, right? You know, they'll estimate or they'll give you a flat rate. So this guy gave a flat rate, thank God. But either way, I'm like, $500 an hour? So anyway, going into case, so I'm like, damn, like you're doing this for days and hours and sometimes months, depends on how much energy is on this casework. So I'm like, damn, like, 500 an hour, and here we are dealing with energy, which I feel like is bigger and better than the attorney stuff because that's physical stuff, right? The attorney is dealing with the paperwork, they're dealing with the physical courts, and the spiritual stuff is dealing with the high council. We're dealing with energies and spirits that are over that. So it's like, damn, honey, it made me kind of think like, oh, girl, wait a minute. So I need to be realistic, still be affordable because for me, it's not about, you know, conning people out of money. It's not about that for me. For me, it's about really, really helping people, but I also don't want to be taken advantage of. People, they've taken advantage of me in the past when I first started offering work. People would, let's say have, a casework that involved layers of work. We'll just say layers. And, I would get 1,500, which I thought was, decent. Because I'm like, okay, yes, I could do this while I'm doing my other work, around my other work. But then, of course, it got to the calls being every day, got to the text message being every day, got to the emails. Have you started on the work? And it's just like that right there is also draining. That's also anxiety because I can feel your anxiety. I can feel your stress. And it's like during the consultation, and once we start the work, we speak again. This is where you ask all your questions for me to soothe it, right? To calm you down. But we've already had this consultation. We've already done the pre-case work, conversations. Now I do a pre-case work class, and then people are still tense throughout the whole work. Like, hey, while we're doing this work, this person reached out to me, blah 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 blah. What should I do? And it's just like these are the questions you should ask yourself before we get into the work. And if you do have these questions, even after we finish the work, you could ask these questions because, of course, the work is still being done. So it's kind of like things take time. And of course, when it comes to peeling back the layers and clearing these layers out and then rebuilding them. And we talk about that like in a pre-case work class. We're actually taking away and we're adding on to. So it's not just about burning a candle, the candle's burnt out and you're done. For some reason, people assume that because whoever, whatever, however, but that's not how it's done realistically. It's a lot with a lot with a lot. Okay. And I told y'all too, when people take on your work, they're taking on your responsibility. If somebody's sending you some shit, if somebody's fucking with you, if your energy is fucked up, whatever the case may be, once they come out and say, I'm Captain Save a Hoe, or I want to help this person, whatever, whatever, whatever. Once they come out and say that, now they start getting that energy. So now they're having to do cleanses for themselves. Now they're having to break up shit. So like I said, it's a lot of work that goes into casework. And only people who have done it successfully and people who provide it understand that. I think the typical average person don't understand that because once again, you got all these charlatans and fraudulent ass people acting like they're doing work for you. Oh, we're done in 24 hours. This man's going to come to you. And it's just like, how do you connect with a woman? If you're over here in California, because like I said, we're going into Reiki. There's different types of Reiki modalities. We're going to stick with the fact of tapping in and pouring out. Even if that is the way that people do it, right? Because people don't explain this to you, but I'm telling you, that's how I do it. Going into how you're in Mississippi and I'm in California, and how I'm able to tap into your energy and say, oh my God, I see what's going on. People are blah, blah, blah. Reiki, okay? Energy. I'm going into energy, tapping in universal energy, which connects us all. Either way, if you're not doing Reiki, because you cannot do Reiki drinking and smoking and all the good shit. Anybody who knows this, no, you cannot do that. So that's what I said. I need people to make it make sense to me. When you smoke marijuana, pop pills, drink, whatever the case may be, any type of psychoactive shit. How are you moving energy in another realm if you're not completely there? Okay, and it really makes me feel like there's some type of hallucination anyway when people be doing drugs and shit and saying they're witches and all that. It's like Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. But either way, going into Reiki, okay, Reiki is a process, okay. When you're going to do a Reiki session on someone, it takes a good 24 hours to 72 hours to prep yourself for one. Okay, that's 3 days, right? 1 to 3 days for one. For two, once you get an assessment of this person, that's what the consultation is for. Now you know exactly what type of energy you're working with, ideally, right? And then once again, you're preparing yourself, and then when they're actually there or you're actually working with them energetically, work with their energetic bodies, now you have to decode and like I say, pull the layers back, and that also takes time. So like I said, there's no way that somebody could sit here and tell you honestly, and that's why I'm waiting for these class action lawsuits for people who be out here lying and telling y'all your lover's gonna come back in 24 hours, your lover's gonna come back in 70. Like, girl, if this person's been dealing with this lover issue for all these years, no matter how powerful this person claim they are, no human being can move energy like that. Okay? No human being, especially if you deal with the general public. Now, maybe somebody who's out in the middle of the country with no internet, no cell phones, no interaction with neighbors, their energy is completely pure. They don't do work for other people. Like, I could see that, and they're fasting and they're cleansing. And when I'm saying fasting, like I said, there's no drugs, no alcohol, no processed foods. Everything is natural on the whole. I could see that. But these internet people, no, no, honey, it's not even gonna happen. I told y'all stories years ago too, where it got so good. Even 3 years ago, it got so good because allegedly, this. Anyway, I won't even get into that. But something happened, and sure enough, it was like, no refunds, this and that. Anyway, some bullshit, y'all. But this bitch was lying and was saying some shit about how this worked, that worked, this worked. And coming to find out, girl, was all a fucking lie. So it's, I guarantee that you're going to get your lover in 24 hours. And then once you send your money over, now it's, well, we're busy with a lot of clients. You have to give us 2 months or a week to get back to you. And then it dawned on me when one of the people, Sin City Raps, actually exposed that a lot of spirituals do background checks on you. I said, wait a minute. So this is why these hoes be booked for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, because these hoes be out here charging 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 for work. And these hoes be probably out here hiring private investigators. They probably be out here hiring motherfuckers to check the internet. Oh, Lucy hit me up on Facebook. I want you to browse, see who her friends are. And that's why I keep telling y'all, I'm not a fan of that. When you hit me up for work, I don't want to know Tom, Dick, Harry. You don't have to add me on Facebook. You don't got, like, girl. Like, I want to tap into you and to you. I don't want to look up no public profiles where you're connected to people, because of course I don't do that, but a lot of people do it, and it makes it seem like everybody do that, for one. But two, like I said, it takes away, for me, authenticity. It takes that completely away. Once again, even going into people when they feed you stories, now you're tapping into energy, and you're like, okay, well, she already told me this, so there's no point in me saying this, because now I'm regurgitating what they already told me. And I told you, I've done readings with people. I had to tell them, okay, honey, I don't know how the readings, took place with your other people, but please don't feed me no information. If I have a question about if Tommy hit you or not, I will ask you that question. Please don't tell me a story about Tommy Dick was hairy and Tommy slapped you around and he slept with your sister and your sister slapped your mama. And then now you want to read on your sister and your mama, because it's like, okay, if somebody was giving you a fake reading, you sit there and say, yeah, your mama and your sister don't like each other and blah, 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 blah. Just basic, simple, what they call code reading. When they're actually giving you a reading, they need to tap in and say, yeah, I'm seeing it. This woman is a water woman. This woman is an earth woman. This woman is big. I'm seeing her as being bigger, shorter, whatever. Like, those to me, like I said, that's an in-depth reading. But shit that you fed people and they regurgitate what you already fed them, it's like, bruh. And I think a lot of you have done it so much that you don't know you're doing it. So like I said, to keep it clear, I'm not a fan of that. There's times where I've literally ended readings. Like, hey, you know what? If you're not ready for this reading today, you can definitely hit me up. We can reschedule this. You put the hour reading. We did 30 minutes. So I'm going to do 30 more minutes. But yeah, I'm not into that regurgitating. You tell me a storyline and then I retell. Yeah, I'm not into that. So either way, it takes time, y'all. is what I'm trying to say. It takes a lot of time to tap into energy and to clear that out. And like I said, it's not going to be done in 2 days, 3 days. 3 to 7 days. Yeah, you start seeing something. That's why I said going into my casework. The minimum work I do is 3 days. 3 to 7 days, then it goes to 21 to 28, and I think we even have one for 60 days. And that's just me doing the work for a certain amount of days, and then you do the work on it for a certain amount of days, and I'm basically collaborating with you on that side. Make sure you're doing everything on your end. So no, that's what that deals with. But one page on a blog spot, going into that, once said during the conversation, we'll discuss the pricing, where you can send that over, all that good stuff. Second thing, classes. Now, I used to get on video and I used to talk about things right on the video, but some people will watch the classes while they're at work, while they're at school, while they're with people, and they were distracted. So things would be in the class and they would send me an email because I would give people a questionnaire. You could ask questions after the class, or I'll, have a test. And they would ask the same questions that are in the video. And I'm like, the video was only 30 minutes long, right? At that time, I think I'll make them 45 minutes. So I start breaking them down 10 minutes, right? Y'all remember that? Each video would be like 10 minutes long. Because I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'm saying too much within this video that they're not grasping what I'm saying, right? But then I made it 10 minutes long, 12 minutes long. And then sure enough, same thing. Hey, Mystic, what did you say alpha theta means? And it's like, that was in the beginning of that video. So were you paying attention? Okay. And then I started offering customization, right? So we would do a class on a topic, and then I would ask some questions to you before we do the class, and I will put the class together based on that. And that worked out for a lot of people because, of course, I got to know how they learned and did it. And then we started doing classes with PowerPoint, right? So you could see the words on the screen, but then people started screenshotting, and then I started seeing people regurgitate what I talked about, basically using my information. I'm just like, that's a little weird because even if you read about this topic in a book, or if you read about this wherever, you're not going to say it the same way I said, right? Plagiarism. You're not going to say, when, if I'm saying, y'all, you want to take this and that, you're not going to say it the same way. So they were literally giving you play by play how I wrote the fucking play. So I was like, so somebody is screenshotting and recording these classes and send them out to people. So now the idea that I have, okay, the idea that I have, and of course, I want your feedback. People who've already taken classes, people who want to take more classes, I want your feedback. So I have an idea now to, have a presentation, beautiful background, wherever it's at. I could be in a park, I could be at a lake, a river, a mountain, wherever. There's so much beautiful scenery here, y'all. Even in the wintertime and shit, it gets cold, but the rain and stuff we don't really got to worry that much about, right? And if it does rain, it's like spotted rain. It's not like pouring down rain for 2 or 3 hours at a time. So imagine that, and I could buy like a gazebo, portable gazebo too, and do it outside in the rain. Who gives a fuck? But imagine me sitting with this beautiful background, or wherever. It could be in my house too. I got lots of beautiful places in my house to do videos at too. But I got this beautiful background, right? Beautiful, beautiful, whatever. Tap it in. If we're talking about whatever, I'll just have the background set up like that, right? This is just an idea. And I'm sitting here looking my best, of course, looking my best, dressed up, won't be looking like I'm looking now. The words of one of the comments this morning, they said it looked like I'm detransitioning. Julian. Julian, hey, Julian. Julian said it looks like I'm detransitioning and have my impotency been healed. That's what he said. And I said, what the fuck does impotency mean, baby? Because, I'm like raw meat, at a feast, baby. No matter where I go, how I get it, girl. Everybody wants some of this. I'm not being conceited. I'm telling you what God loves, and that's the truth. People who've been with me, they can verify that. No matter where we go, how we go, I'm always being stared at. People trying to come up and get some. So it doesn't matter what I look like, how I'm looking, how I'm selling, how I'm feeling, bitch. They want it. Okay, and I feel like when I feel my worst, they really want it. When I feel my best, honey, they're kind of like, ooh, I should keep my distance. But when I'm feeling my worst, they're like, bitch, let me come up and get some of that. So it's like, bitch, if I am looking like I'm detransitioning, bitch, that's my motherfucking business. Okay, ain't no such thing as detransition when you're fish all day long. You're born fish. Okay, no such thing as that. Bitch, I was born fish, bitch, I'm a die fish. Okay, hello? The fuck out of here. Then, of course, in the comments, he said something about his wife is a better witch than me. Good for her. I wish her the best. Maybe she'll find a better man. Maybe she'll take her magical abilities, conjure up a ritual, and get a better husband, not a husband that's on the internet acting like a bitch, messaging people like he's some type of female, talking about some like girl. Y'all, 10 hours ago, this motherfucker's going crazy, and I said, "This is some weird shit, Julian. Julian, you're just a weird motherfucker." Okay. Anyway, so I will be present. I will be presenting with you, you know, you know, with that energy, bitch. And we talk about manifesting, bitch. We need to show that manifesting energy anyway. So I'll be presenting topics with you, right? Classes with you, and things will come up like keywords, or on the screen. And of course, so that means I have to record the video and edit the video. And of course, y'all, oh my god, that right there is the motherfucking thing right there because I don't have a schedule. Okay, I work around money. I work around money, honey. And I'm like, just the idea of okay, today I'm like, tomorrow we're gonna A B C D E F G, and then I wake up and now money. Now okay, plans have to change. So it's like, yeah, that's gonna be the hard part, but I'm willing to commit to that if that's what my people want. If my people want classes, like I said, with me presenting, looking my best on camera, talking with you, and then we have topics on the screen, not PowerPoint, key points and stuff on the screen. And, be creative with it. Kind of like Bill Nye the Science Guy. Y'all remember Bill Nye the Science Guy, that TV show back in the day, honey? That was my favorite TV show growing up, honey. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Anyway, kind of like that idea. Like, that would be cute. Had little things popping up on the screen. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that was good, y'all. But that's an idea with the class I want to do too. And then, of course, get them protected in whichever way that means. So people are using my footage and shit. Then now, of course, bitch, I can get paid, okay? Because allegedly one of these people keep demanding a payment. And I'm like, well, girl, I mean, no, you never let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. But that's why we've been monitoring you secretly for all these years because y'all made a Patreon trying to sell my content. So whenever, however, we find out, however much you're pulling in, bitch, I want my money. I want my money, bitch. Like you always be thinking that fat meat ain't greasy. You always be thinking that everything that looks sweet is sweet. And so you think you doing your tea, you think you saying your shit, but like I said, wait until we find out these real numbers. Wait until we find out these real numbers of what you're making, and I need all my money. And yes, I know people that signed up for the Patreon that bought the product from you, and then came to me and got the real. So like I said, we got those emails too, so we got everything we need. So like I said, bitch, I'm waiting for you to hit what I'm thinking is realistic for me, because y'all have yet to hit that yet, according to a public record. Say, your transactions being paid out and shit. You haven't hit that mark yet. The money ain't doing that good all the way around for y'all. But once I feel like it hit my number that I'm looking for, like 5 digits and shit, like I mean, hell, girl, I haven't even hit 4 digits like that. I mean, I'm just saying, maybe on the YouTube view, y'all got that, but you haven't hit the 4 digits. So once you get to like the 5 digit, I'm like, that's the number I'm going for. Bam, 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 bitch. We know where you're at. We know where you hoes at. We know where you're at. You girl, Texas, Indiana, Alabama. Oh, also Illinois. We know where you hoes at. It's not hard to find you. Very, very easy. Very, very easy. Like I said, when those numbers look good for me, we're gonna go in and I'm sucking and I'm milking and I'm dry. Now I don't like Cardi B, but I'm gonna be that Cardi B type of bitch. Do it just to do it. And I'm gonna milk you and I'm gonna suck you dry. I'm gonna suck you so damn dry that you're gonna say, I told you this nigga don't like black females. You're damn skip when it comes to bitch owe me motherfucking money. You're damn right I don't like your ass. You're damn right when you owe me money, bitch. I'm gonna fucking get black female, white female, bitch. You don't remember me? I want my money. I want my bitch, y'all want to play this game because bitch, we manifest on here, so we really don't need it from your ass, okay? But bitch, you want to send these little emails and these fake ass whatever the fuck you were sending back in the day that we still got from Wiseman and shit. I think her name was Wiseman, Attorney Wiseman, whatever. We got all that shit. So like I said, as soon as I feel like those numbers are right, okay, on my behalf, bitch, you gonna get a nice little thank you. We're gonna call it an invitation tea. You're gonna get a dozen of roses sent to you. Just kind of give you a little playback of what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you not a dozen. We might make it 8 dozen. Depends on how much money I think I'm gonna get from your ass. No, how much money I know I'm gonna get from your ass. You might get 8 dozens of roses with a box of motherfucking chocolate with a card on it. They say, who delivered this? Thinking that a man, they love spell manifested, glamour spell manifested. Sure enough, they open that damn envelope. It's gonna be a link to my motherfucking YouTube channel or a personal video made for just them, honey. They're gonna go type that in, and my ass gonna be sitting right there, bitch. Cause bitch, I'm gonna do a person too. Ain't no e-filer, bitch. We're going right there in that motherfucking city town. Oh, girl, that's gonna be so cute. Right there in that motherfucking city and town, bitch. Be at whatever closest hotel they got to them in the courthouse. Bitch, that video gonna be right there. Yo, bitch. Yeah, honey. You thought you were cute and all. Bitch, I need my money. Give me my money. Give me my money. Give me my money. Give me my money. We're gonna be very cute, girl. Mm-hmm. You right. Like I said, I haven't hit the numbers that I wanted to hit yet. I think the most that one of them got was probably $2,100, and I said, one of my gifters give that to me regularly. Yeah, that's cute money, but why stress about 2,100 when my gifters give that to me? Like, I mean, girl, you know what I mean? Like, girl, let's add up. When it turns into 21,000, then bitch, I'm coming for you. So you better keep an eye on your accounts like I'm keeping an eye on your motherfucking accounts. And that's all I'm gonna say. You better watch those numbers like I watch those numbers, bitch. And don't think because the IRS don't know. Well, you think they don't know. They know. Don't think because you're reporting to IRS that you're only making 20,000 a year and you lost 20,000. Don't think that the real ain't public record. Because just like this whole say, you can't find people's social security number publicly, and that's how we pull up that bitch's background. Okay, hello. You got information on the bitch that you couldn't find on white pages. So like I said, honey, keep on knocking. Bitch, the door's gonna get knocked the fuck down. Anyway, so that's it. The blog spot will have on it 1 or 2 pages about casework, and that's it. Products and oils and stuff will still be there, but of course you guys can ask about that. Maybe I'll even do videos, dedicated only to that, showing off oils and products because I make them as requested. Even though I got, lots of oils sitting up here, my in-person clients get these oils as well as I use these oils for my own workings and stuff when I do works for you guys. So either way, that's with that. And then, like I said, with the classes, I want to be, presenting a video with words on it and just being there very, very good, being my best, presenting my best. See, they say Sunday's best, presenting my best. And of course, bam. And then of course, if you want it live, it'll kind of be another thing too, with live classes. Similar thing. We'll have some type of background setup for that, and we'll go over that. Okay. But yeah, that'll be it, honey. There was something else I was gonna say too. I think that's really it. Yeah, Blogspot changing, everything being on there, and then yeah, about that. Of course, Midnight Metanoia might be tonight too. I got some things I have to do today. Okay, I was gonna do on yesterday. I love when I say on yesterday, honey. I have to do some things on yesterday, but today I got the time. Okay, woke up, I feel very refreshed. Like I said, just got up, the wig on. Haven't brushed my teeth yet. Who gives a fuck, bitch? I brush my teeth before I go to bed, so it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter, girl. And I go get my teeth cleaned, everything myself. Doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay. Anyway. Oh, I also hung out with Miss Leo yesterday too, y'all. Oh my God, that was so amazing. So me and Miss Leo met up yesterday, halfway. Of course, it took me, girl, some time to get there due to the fact that there was fucking traffic. And that's another thing too. Okay, that's another motherfucking thing too. I'm sick of motherfucking traffic. Okay, that's the fuck I'm sick of too. I'm sick of everybody, the motherfucking daddy and mama out in the motherfucking traffic. And then, girl. Anyway, I'm not gonna get on that. So we met up, y'all. We did our thing. We had our food. The Denny, we ended up going to Denny's, y'all, because I love Denny's. That's my ghetto spot. Okay, Denny's is my favorite ghetto restaurant. Okay, and my best high-end restaurant. I won't say it yet because people will know where I'm at if I tell them. but that place is like $100 a plate. Okay, that's my favorite upscale one. So if you're ever gonna be in my area and you want to take me out and you got the monies like that, you could take me there. Okay, they got steak, lobster. I don't eat lobster. I don't eat, I eat shrimp and crab, but not lobster. And crab. What is the other one? Catfish and shit. I don't eat none of that nasty shit. If it's from a swampy, dirty ass water, bitch, I don't eat it. Anywho, so we went there and they were so nice, you guys, that they kept coming back and can we help you? Can we get this? Can we get this? Can we get this? Then oh my god, y'all, it was so nice. I said I've never had a Denny's that was this attentive. I never had a Denny's that was this loving. I never had a Denny's that was this, just checking in on us. And when we say something, they brought it quickly. And I said, this lady deserves a tip. So of course, Mr. Leo didn't tip because he's a cheap ass motherfucker. Leos are cheap as fuck, honey. I don't care nobody say Leos are cheap as fuck. Okay. That's why I will not date. Now, when it comes to what they want to spend their money on, they're not cheap. But when it comes to things that they need to spend it on or other people, they cheap. Yeah, bitch. No, thank you. Anyway, honey, I said this lady deserves a tip. She waited on us. She was nice. She got us what we needed. I told her I needed some extra blue cheese because it was a cheat day yesterday. I've been eating very, very healthy for the past 3 days. Low calorie, low carb, low fat. I said, bitch, fuck that. We getting this double cheeseburger with these french fries, a blue cheese, Cholula sauce, and extra pickles. That was the one part she fucked up on. I said extra pickles. They didn't put it in the sandwich, so they put it on the side. And I said, excuse me, can you let the chef or cook know back there that I said extra pickles on the side? Don't put the pickles in the sandwich on the side. So now I want a bigger ass fucking container of this. Thank you. And then Mr. Lil was like, I'm not going to be difficult. Yeah, can I get da-da-da-da-da? And it's okay if he doesn't get the food right. That's another thing too. Leos, y'all got a smart ass fucking mouth too. Y'all got a smart ass motherfucking mouth. I thought I had a smart mouth. I thought I had a fucking smart mouth. That mouth right there is smart. That's a girl. He almost got cussed out. But I say, it's been a while. It's been almost 2 years since we actually kicked it. And so let me be cute today, making notes of it. Then I'm telling him, I'm getting my body right. I need to go work out, go to the gym, get a bike, do something, my body. And then he's like, how much you weigh? And I'm like, really? So of course I tell him, he's like, you don't really look it. You look good and you don't got to worry about losing weight. I think I speak for everybody. Nobody cares about that. And I was just like, well, first of all, I care. Second of all, I want a washboard ab again. I want to be able to go out in brown panties to go check my mailbox, and everybody wish they can either fuck it or be it. That's what I want. Okay, right now I look average. Okay, everything is where it should be. Nice and right. But imagine me coming through with a 6-pack. Okay, with the big titties and the big ass, walking to go check them. Bitch, hello. Yeah, honey, listen. Okay, sugar daddy galore. That's what I'm gonna call myself. Sugar daddy galore. Okay, the sugar daddy's not gonna wanna come. I am. Okay. So I was like, well, this is what I want to do. And I'm like energetically, and it's not really a bad thing, but girl, when you're paid, you eat well. When you're not paid, you kind of, you got to be watchful what you eat. You got to stick to canned beans and rice and, no tea, no shade to anybody out there. But when you're paid and booked, you're able to, like I said, you're able to, eat out. You're able to, if you want to go eat 2 number 3s, you could. If you want to go get a cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory, you fucking got. In the middle of the night, you're craving fucking ice cream. You're like, listen, bruh, like I don't feel like going to go get fucking ice cream. Who gonna bring me ice cream? Duh, let me Postmate it or DoorDash it. So bitch, I mean that's just what it is. That's just what it is, bitch. I'm that girl. Bitch, I'm that fucking girl. If I want to eat a whole pack of Reese Pieces cup, I'm gonna eat that shit. Okay, and there's no tea, no shade with anybody out there. I eat based on what I crave. So like I said, it's that I don't eat breakfast. I already told y'all the story. If I didn't tell y'all, I found out from my nutritionist that your metabolism stops at 7 p.m. for everybody. Men, women, boy, girls, does not matter. 7 p.m., your metabolism either stops or it starts to slow down. Either way, if you eat breakfast at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the evening, that means you only have 4 hours of your metabolism because your body metabolism starts once you get over your fast, right? So you're when you're sleeping and shit, you're fasting. So if you eat at 3 or 4 o'clock in the evening, once again, and you know that's only what 4 hours of metabolism. Now your body's going to start eating tissue that you need, muscle that you need. We know that your heart is muscle, your brain is muscle. We know everything in you is muscle. So even if you are going to starve yourself, you need to make sure you consume a lot of protein. This is what my nutritionist told me last week. I already told y'all that. But also going into why you should eat breakfast. And with me, I don't eat breakfast. I'm not hungry in the morning. I wake up, drinking water, I go. I'm not hungry. I don't, oh my God, let me go make me something to eat. Oh, I'm craving potato. Yeah, I don't get hungry like that. I don't get hungry until around maybe 3 or 4. And I think that's my issue. I started eating breakfast. I really haven't changed anything else. They tell me, eat this, watch your carbs, watch this. I was kind of doing that, not really, didn't give a fuck, whatever. And just me eating breakfast, I have lost 4 pounds, okay, in the past 6 days. So once again, I do feel like my issue was me not eating breakfast. But either way, I still got my nutrition and dietitian, to keep up with me. They check your vitals, they check everything to make sure that everything's going properly. Why you lose your weight? Because of course, like I said, I can starve myself. I can do a model's diet, like everybody said. But I was like, yeah, girl, people are doing this shit, and then they develop heart disease still. People are doing this shit, and then they develop heart palpitations. People are doing this shit, now they're developing other issues because their body is getting depleted of vitamins and nutrients. And as I said, there's no tea or no shade for that. Keto diet should not be done permanently. Intermediate fast should not be done permanently. So like I said, bitch, I don't want to be that girl. I don't want to be, no. Let me go to a nutritionist. Let me ask what is good for my body type, my blood type. And bitch, I can eat good and still lose weight according to what they've seen so far. Now, when they do my blood work, they did weigh me and all the good shit and took vitals and all that. But when they do the blood work, then they'll know from there. Okay, we'll see you're more sensitive to this, that, blue, that, the. So, we're gonna take this out your diet. But right now they've done a study, and I think she said they've had over since 1976, they've had over 1 million clients. They started grabbing people for the past 10 years or 20 years to do tests on different body types, ethnic backgrounds, whatever. They put them both on a Hispanic diet and an American diet. If you don't know what that is, when they're saying Hispanic, they mean Mexican. So they think they split. In America, when they say Hispanic, they mean Mexican. So they literally have a calendar of, tortillas and beans and rice and cafe olla and, all this other good shit, right? So either way, they put them on both of the diet, y'all. That's why they want you to go every week. And literally, they've found out in the past 7 years what works for majority of the people. So let's say 98% of the people, because 2%, there's always a 2% rule or 1% rule, usually a 10% rule. So based on this, regardless of the lifestyle, because everybody, oh, I know my body, I lose weight when I starve myself, whatever, right? But you're fucking up your heart and shit too. And you don't see it because you're young, but when you get to be 40, 50, and they say you need a pacemaker, like one of my cousins at 30 years old, he needed a pacemaker, and then he ended up dying at 42. So either way, just fucking up your diet, doing shit that you shouldn't be doing, all the good shit, girl, it comes back around and gets you right together. But based on that, once again, they created a calendar of foods and stuff of what work per people, the average person, to help them lose weight and stuff. And so, I've been doing it, not all the way, but still lost 4 pounds 6 days. So we'll see, honey, after a month, girl. They say you lose 2 to 4 pounds in a week. So 6 days, 4 pounds. Let's see, on day 10 and shit, how many pounds I lose. I am thinking about, I do got a gym membership I don't use because I'm so busy. They are 24 hours, so I need to go in there. 24-hour fitness, so I need to go up in there. Not 24-hour fitness. What's the other one? Planet Fitness. So anyway, let me look these comments before I go, honey. I gotta go. Come on in here. Yes, honey. Come on to Lakers Party. Yes, honey. Come on in here. Al, lunchtime. I know that's right. I know that's right. Lunchtime. Yes, honey. In the color wisteria. Is it the color wisteria? What is this? Yes, what is this? What color? What is this? The wig? Ooh, I don't know. This is like a lavender color. Oh, you can see it. If you're talking about that. Yes, honey. Come on in here. Yes. No, tell me why I've seen people come out of the salon with brush streaks still on the nail. What do you mean? Yeah, I don't trust nail shops. Like I've been doing my nails not consistently, but we'll say on and off since 2005. Okay. Um, literally, yeah, I got my first. I told you I moved out of my house at 17 and all the good shit. But either way, um, literally, um, consistently for at least the past 10 years, I've been doing my nails consistently. And literally, I've been to so many nail shops, and either you leave the shop, they break, or the nail polish starts peeling, and they're like, "This is gel." So I don't trust nail shops. I feel like nail shops is very equivalent to even hair salons. That's I don't trust hair salons either. Like they have to be very very sterile, and a lot of places are not sterile. Like it's really really scary. A lot of places got A+ readings and shit, but yeah, they do that when they know the great what they call it, not the food tester, the inspector is coming. Okay, that's the only time they get all that shit together. So it's like, girl, bye. Oh shit, this wig, honey. Uh-uh. This I don't wear this shit, honey. Girl, I don't know if this is I don't know what type of fiber this is, but it starts to irritating your skin and your eyes and shit. Girl, that's why I wear this wig. Anyway, I don't trust nail salons. I don't trust hair shops. I don't trust none of that. So when I find someone that I like, I stick with them. But I really do feel like I said that these are too thin for how long they are. Like, yeah, this is too thin. This is the same uh thickness as my real nail. So that's why this shit is cracking. And clearly I get fake nails on to make them stronger. And also I'm able to style the nail without fucking on my nail. Like cut my nail down and polish. Like, girl. So it's like, yeah, if you want to make it the way you want to make it, I'll go somewhere else. So I'm gonna let his ass know when I go get my fill. Like, yeah, these have to be thicker if we're gonna keep them this long. If they're shorter, they could be thin like this. But this thin, this long, no, baby. We need to make these thicker because I'm not gonna keep coming to you every other week to stop them from breaking. And I'm also not gonna say, "Ooh, I can't use my hands." Can someone, hey, excuse me, can someone come and pick up these sodas of Cesar water, these cans of Cesar water? I don't want to be that girl at checkout. Yes, I got two big cans of beans, 28 ounces. Can someone please carry these beans off the shelf and put in my cart for me because I can't because my nails. I'm not doing that bullshit. So much have been happening. What's confirming my inner world is the optimal powder. I know that's right. Come on in here, Jay. And that's what it's about, honey. Confirming your inner, or excuse me, uh, 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 knowing what's going on. Okay, to know your optimum power. Okay, there you go, honey. Confirming. Okay, who you really are, what you really are, where you're going, and how you're gonna get there. Okay, hello, come on in here, River City. Yes, I know that's right. Listen, River City. Okay, this is why I need to have a somewhat of a schedule so people can catch me when they can catch me. Because some people like videos. They're like, bitch, I want to come live. The videos are a little too long. That's not the thing, too. I want to try to make them shorter, quicker, simpler. But, you know, it's hard when we're here. We're meeting up again, y'all. It's like a family reunion. You know, hey, girl, what you been up to? We haven't seen you in a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. You know, it's that type of experience. And so I can really control, you know, the length of the video, you know. Come on here. Happy lunchtime. I know that's right. PST. Yes, honey. Come on in here. Yes, Lakers Pod. Yes, honey. Ow. Yes, honey. Come on in here. Mystic, do you make specific oils per request or just general batches? No, I do make specific oils, River City. That's why I stopped making. I used to make all these batches, River City. I used to have shelving with oils lined up. Now there's candles there. But maybe I'll do a video of it. But oils lined up like, and I would forget what oil was what because the oil sticker would run off, and I would have to open it and smell it and say, okay, this is this or that oil. So yes, I do make oils per request. Um, and I do want to deal with that too. I'm thinking a good 7 days to make it. And then of course to send it out. So I would say within 14 days when it comes to, you know, special requests. It honestly depends on what type of oil you're wanting to. Some of my oils require items from the Caribbeans or even items from overseas, the big overseas, like London. And I got people out there that send me stuff over because we don't have certain stuff here in America. And I, of course, I can order them on Amazon. Oh, you go to Amazon, but how do I know I'm getting a real deal? If I know people over there who actually have access to these herbs because they grow them or it's in their backyard wild, why not ask them for some? You know what I mean? Why not? Okay. So I definitely do make special request oils. Yes. And I'll have that on the blog spot too. Yes, honey. Come on in here, Melly. Yes, honey. Good afternoon. I love your nail color. Thank you. Listen, you know I'm loud, honey. You know I'm loud, honey. You know I like it real loud. Okay? You know I like listen. I like my hands to do the talking. Oh my God, Miss Leo said that too. Miss Leo's like, you still talk with your hands, huh? And I was like, I do. Always. I never will stop. That's just a habit of mine. You know, that's how I explain. I feel like if I'm just sitting here explaining things to you, I'm not really explaining it to you. I feel like, yeah, I've tried not talking with my hands and it's hard. You know, I tried it. It's just, it doesn't work for me. You know, it doesn't work for me. I remember one time in particular, back in the day, rest in peace, I had a cousin. I was 12 years old. I've been talking with my hand my whole life. I have a cousin who was older and he used to watch me and shit. Like, you, you're very feminine. Like, bitch, okay. And so I would say, ooh, I would say, ooh, And he's like, that's not a boy saying, that's a girl saying, right? Uh-huh. Okay. Anyway, make a long story short, one time we were talking and I think he lied on me to my mom. And I'm not gonna say he lied on purpose. I think he don't know who did it, but because I was always the homebody, I was blamed for it, right? And so sure enough, it wasn't me, it was actually one of my brothers who did it. But I got the blame. And so I remember like leaning forward, right? Leaning forward. And I'm like, how do you know that I remember doing that and I accidentally bumped him, like hit him. And this motherfucker was upset and you need to respect your elders and blah 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 blah. It's just going crazy. And I'm like, I didn't do that on purpose. So of course my mama, was like, whatever, whatever, whatever. But I was just like, honey. So that got me in trouble. School too, yeah. Yeah. One time it got me in trouble too. Somebody was trying to fight me, but my brother, like I said, my brothers, they're crazy, honey. They don't mind, going to jail, fucking a bitch up or a man up for it. They don't mind that. My sister was the same way, girl. When it came down to women and stuff, honey, I'm not really a fighter, but they are. Okay, they got time for that. Okay, they don't mind going to jail for assault and battery. They don't mind none of that, girl, paying the fees and yeah, they don't mind that. Yeah, they don't mind it at all, honey. And so either way, in high school, that got me in trouble too. Talking with my hands, like, oh, the bitch want to fight. Yeah, honey. My brother had to step in and show them, like, bitch, first of all, stay in your place. Okay. Second of all, Rebecca, mind your business. Fourth of all, okay, Johnny, what's your name? Okay, Gerald, we don't, Gerard, okay, we don't give a fuck out, whatever. Bitch, mind your business too. Because if I'm walking to the C building and you even look at me, then that's when my brothers were all like, yeah, they even look at you, you even look at me, they're gonna get you together. And then of course Gerard, okay, was like, oh, okay, yeah, I fucked him up. Okay. Girl, I remember right after school, I'll never forget that, right after school, girl, my brother was like, you want to go to Subway and something else? My friend would take you. He had a friend with a nice ass car too, like a Cutlass car, y'all. His name was we'll call him B. Because somebody might know. Somebody might be watching and be like, girl, because I got some stories about B down the line. Either way, honey, he had B to take me to Subway, and I guess he didn't want me to see him fuck this guy. I'm not sure. But we go to Subway, y'all. This Subway is only busy. It wasn't busy, y'all. We got us a sandwich and some chips and a soda. Of course, I didn't pay for it. Bitch, we go back to the school. Well, first the guy was like, you want to go back to school or you want me to take you home? And I was like, I want to go back to the school. We go back to the school, and guess what? That's when my brother was fucking this motherfucker up, girl. He was fucking this motherfucker up, y'all. Fucking him up. Of course, after that, that motherfucker didn't even look at me. at all. I would go to that class and that motherfucker wouldn't even look at me. I enter the room. I didn't even have to look out to see where he's at. I knew where he was at because he was the only one that kept his head down. So I said, my brother must have whooped his ass and say, you better not say a motherfucking thing again. And then there was another guy. I remember him, girl. He's talking about he's Italian. You know, I'm Italian and we get down. We crazy. My uncle, they're mobsters and, you know, making all this shit up, y'all. Sure enough, he got his ass whooped too because he was calling me the F word. He kept saying faggot, faggot. First he said big booty faggot, you know, that innuendo that he wanted some. Big booty faggot. Then he started saying faggot. Then he started saying gap tooth, saber tooth, tiger bitch. You know, he started calling me all these little names. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not even gonna tell it. And I had a friend named Arnishka at that time. Arnishka was all like, you should tell your brother. And I was like, no, no, I'm not gonna tell my brother because he said he's an Italian mobster, and my brother's probably gonna get his ass beat up and shit. And she's like, no, you should tell your brother. I was like, no, I'm not. So guess what? She told him, but I finished it because my brother, he's that type of person, being the Leo that he is. If somebody else have to tell him something that you could have told him, now he gonna read you the fuck down. And I didn't want that. So she got ready to tell him, and I finished it. And I was like, yeah, you know, he was calling me faggot and blah, 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 blah. And you know, he said he's Italian and mobster and this and that, and they're not afraid. His family don't have no problem coming to fuck up any Mexicans. And it's the exact word too, girl. He was like, my family don't got no problem coming to fuck up any Mexicans, Asians, blacks, or they called them another word. I want to begin to say another racial slur, he would say. So I'm like, okay. Mind you, this was a white looking Italian too, girl. He did not look Mediterranean. He looked straight up like he could be from London and shit. No shade. So sure enough, honey, girl, he got right together too by that trash can. My brother actually put him in a trash can too. And you know, my brother, you know, he got backed up by his friends. Anyway, reminiscing about high school, honey. Come on in here. No, I need a quiet space with pen and notebook. I know that's right. Come on in here. So you need a video of just the PowerPoints on it, Melly. That's it. You don't need a background for you get distracted with the birds flying through the back. You don't need to be distracted by the dogs running around, playing around in the back. You need us to be right here. You know what? Maybe I'll play with it. Maybe I'll do some videos in the next up and coming weeks because you know that Halloween is coming up. Oh shit, that is one more thing I wanted to talk about. Damn, we're already an hour into the video, and some people probably are not even watching at this point. Fuck! I'm gonna come back during Midnight Metanoia and talk about it too. I was gonna do something for the new moon energetically, and I did not. But I think that the new moon is gonna be just as powerful because of what the new moon stood for. You know, Virgo, divine feminine energy. You know, dreams coming into reality. So I'm thinking next week I'm gonna start it, and you could join at any given time. And even if you miss out for this full moon, it will go into the next new moon. But going into cleanses and all this other good shit, basically a scheduled out cleanse cycle, prayer cycle, energy building cycle. I won't put too much publicly yet. And you know, collectively or individually, it's totally up to y'all. But definitely will be some type of class presentation, right? And like I said, one-on-one checking in on you throughout the process. I think I want to make it 4 weeks, nothing heavy, you know, nothing to where you got to really, really focus or set aside time for it. Very simple, very easy. I told you I was gifted some things that I think are life-changing and mind-blowing. And it's so weird because when these packages got delivered, shortly after that, a series of events started to take place. And I said, this is all universal timing. Like when you sit back, you're like, fuck, the universe really knows. When you say I'm ready and you say universe, you know, whatever comes here, blah, 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 the universe really, really pushes things along with that plan. It's so crazy. And I remember sitting here looking at one of the books right now because it's propped up on my TV stand. But either way, I want to do that. I want to do that. And of course, it'll be very, very cheap too. Cheap, what I think cheap is to me. So you could get the information you need. And real, real powerful tea. I even told you one of my people confirmed it because the information in the book, I'm like, this doesn't sound right. So I have to ask one of my other people African spiritual people. And they said, yeah, we do that back home. And I'm like, but how would this book have that? Because once again, comparing authenticity, information like, okay, is this somebody who heard about a story and they want to make a book about it? But it's really, like I said, they translated the book to y'all from those languages over there, multiple languages in Africa too, by the way. They're translated from that language or those languages into English, and a lot of it does, they're changing she from he to she. Again, just mixing shit up. Like some of the shit doesn't make sense, but it's like, oh, okay, because they translated it so that it could be sold in English, and I'll say that makes sense. So anyway, powerful, y'all, very, very powerful, and it actually takes cleanses to the next level, herbal cleanses to the next level, and even egg cleanses. Y'all know I'm the queen of egg cleanses, honey. Back in the day, honey, that's the video that got me, that allowed me to go viral on my other channel, honey. That good, powerful egg cleanse. So this steps it up. Like, you know about the egg cleansing of what you've heard so far, but you don't know about this egg cleanse. Like, it's really, really amazing, y'all. And so I want to put that in this class or in this event. We're going to call it, well, it's going to be, no, what can I call this? I'm going to think of what I'm going to call it. But I'll come back and talk about that tonight when we do Midnight Metanoia, for sure. Because I'm not really doing nothing today. Today is going to kind of be a finish organizing. I have not set up my bed yet, y'all. My adjustable bed. Y'all remember the bed I got in January that costed $1,300? It's still in my living room, bitch. So we need to get that taken care of. Okay, hello. Yeah. So today's that day, and doing some returns on some teas, and going to go get my black beans for my meal prep. But that's pretty much it, honey. Come on in here. Hey, Mister, come on in here, Grand Madam. How you doing, Grand Madam? I had a dream about you a couple of weeks ago, too, Grand Madam. Yes, I had a very interesting dream about you, Grand Madam. Uh-huh. I had a very, very interesting dream about you, Grand Madam. Okay. Yes, honey. Ow. Come on here, Jaliel. Yes, honey. That part. Yes, honey. Ow. They staring because they want it and it's too frequent. Right. Now, back in the day, and this is what I want to say too. Aesthetically, I don't think I'm the shit. Energetically, I do think I'm the shit. Now, when it comes down to being conceited and all the good shit, when it comes to looks, okay, yeah, bitch, I'm not about to sit here and enter a beauty competition. Sorry, a beauty pageant. We're not about to sit here and join Miss America, Universe, the baddest TS of the 2022. Like, we're not gonna do that. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Okay, and we don't care about the physical because we understand that the physical was chosen for the purpose that we needed to fulfill in this lifetime. So I don't give a fuck about the motherfucking physical, bitch. This eye could fall down, this face could, like, who gives a fuck? Okay. Energetically, I know I'm the shit. Energetically, I know that when I step into a building, I know when I step in a room, people can feel that energy. I know that. I've literally been in places where I thought that I knew people or people thought they knew me by the way they came up. Like, I will be in the back of the store. I told y'all about Sprouts. I shop at Sprouts a lot. Whole Foods, I normally pick up the food because I got Amazon Prime. Go pick it up. Come no matter where I go. When I was in what's the name of that city? Tustin. Y'all know what city I'm talking about. Tustin. Anyway, Tustin. Tustin. Anyway, that okay, that oh my god, y'all, that Whole Foods girl, the lady name was Trick. If y'all know Trick over there at Whole Foods in Tustin, California, you let her know that Azalea said, "Hey," her name was Trick, and I thought she was calling me a trick. Like, bitch, girl, that bag came out, and I said, "Trick, ma'am, who the fuck you think you talking to? Who, ma'am, who the?" And she's like, "What?" I said, "Huh?" And I was exhausted, y'all. I had a busy day that day. I said, "Honey, this bag says Trick on it. Who the fuck you calling a Trick?" And she said, "My name is Patricia." But they call me Trick for short. And I'm just like, Patricia and Trick. I've heard of Patty. I've heard of Pat. I've heard of Tracy. I've heard of Trisha. I've heard of Trees. But Trick, I was like, oh girl, mama wanna be a stripper so bad, girl. I said, yeah, ma'am. Anyway, so I went to Whole Foods just 2 days ago, y'all, to get some brown rice noodles. And girl, I was so shocked what I saw. And I said, damn, they got better options than fucking Sprouts. Anyway, um, like I said, I'm in the store in Sprouts, whatever, in that back, doing my thing, and people will be in the front. Of course, I will look up. I don't know how I know. I don't know. You call it intuition. I don't like to put labels when it comes to spiritual shit because I just call it spiritual intelligence. That's what I call it. Using your spiritual intelligences. I mean, that's my word for it. That word psychic and clairvoyant and all that good shit. Girl, there's so many clairs. It's not even funny. And they're not even aware of like, oh, I'm clairvoyant. But there's another type of clair that you're actually more of than you are clairvoyant, because clairvoyance, that doesn't come and go. You see all things at all times, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, literally, I'll be in the store, I'll look up, just out the blue randomly, look up, I'll see the person, and I'll just look away because maybe I'm on the phone. And then I'm doing my thing, and then the person will, at that point, find their way to where I'm at and say, hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you? And I'm just like, do we know each other? And they're like, oh, well, yeah, I just want to tell you that I love your dress or whatever. Oh, I just want to tell you that, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, oh, okay, thank you. Or randomly, what perfume are you wearing? It smells really good. And I'm like, I'm not wearing no perfume today. You smell my deodorant, nasty bitch. I don't say that, but I'm thinking that. Yeah, I'm not wearing no perfume, but yeah, you're probably smelling my deodorant today. I have on cardamom and grapefruit. So you might be smelling that, but if you're smelling that deodorant, bitch, that means you're too close. Bitch, back up. I ain't in heat, bitch. Okay? I ain't in heat for you to be smelling like that. Back the fuck up. But anyway, energetically, like I said, people sense that energy and they want it. And of course, there's people that see you and they're like rolling their eyes and shit. They're keeping a fucking distance. Or they get nervous. Like there was a guy that was at a store. Once again, I don't know what type of PD. I can't tell you what this is. But this guy works at another grocery store that I go to from time to time, Vons, because they have the good guacamole for $5.99. Ooh, good guacamole, honey. Anyway, go to Vons and this guy, he's like big and he intimidates everybody. And yeah, you go over there and you this, and people be so scared, y'all. I kid you not. Even when he be checking people out, people be scared to get in his line. So I'm like, bitch, well, what he gonna tell me? Bitch, let me get in this line, because what he gonna tell me? At first I was like, oh yeah, he might clock the T, whatever. He seemed like he's an asshole and be like, yeah, that's a motherfucking nigga, whatever. I was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm gonna stand in line. I want him to say something. Get in line, and this motherfucker was like stuttering and entering the wrong shit, y'all. It was I bought some what was it? Oh shit, potatoes. Go potatoes. Red potatoes and go potatoes are two different prices. He entered the cheaper one, and I said, oh, I got gold potatoes, and he's like, oh my god, I'm up here entering the wrong clothes and shit. Oh my god, you've never done that. You've never done that. Even the girl that works that I talk time to time with her, mama got all these tattoo shit all on the back of her neck and shit. She confirmed, she was like, yeah, he don't do shit like that. I was like, he even gave me cash back, y'all, of $1,500. Now let's talk about it for a minute. They said they don't offer cash back that high. The manager was like, no, at Vons, we only give you back $300. I said, are you sure? Because in May, I got back $1,500. And they're like, no, we're sure we can. And I said, that's kind of weird though, because the guy gave me back $1,500. So how is that possible? Y'all, I had to sign into my phone, y'all, and dig up my bank statement to prove to this motherfucker. What does it say right here? Vons $1,500. I don't buy $1,500 worth of groceries here. I don't buy. Yeah. It actually said 15. It actually said 1507 because I bought $7 worth of shit. But I'm like, yeah, I don't spend money like that here. So he actually getting back $1,500 in cash back. And like I said, honey, he just acts nervous. And now when he sees me, he speaks before I even notice him. Hey, how you doing? Okay, who said that? Then look back, it's his ass. So like I say, energetically, I'm that bitch. And it's okay. It's okay. Let me be conceited about my energy. Energetically, I'm that bitch. Who cares? Bitch, you're damn right. You're damn right I am. What? And what? I think I'm the shit energetically. Ow. Ow. Is that what Megan is saying, dude? Come on, Megan. The energy in you that draws people to you. Come on in here. That's right. Come on in here, Grand Madam. That goddess energy. Yes, honey. Give praise and honor to the goddess. Yes, honey. Ow. That goddess. Oh, I'm seeing a world of colors right now. Doing all that. I saw worlds of like lavenders and blues and greens and gold glitter just spinning around in circle like a halo. Oh, wow. Come on in here, goddess. Yes. Californians failed at driving constantly too. Oh, consistently too. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Now, I know that there's a little city about 15 minutes outside of my city that I go through to get to other places, like my laser place and shit. Either way, this takes 15 minutes to get there because it takes about 30 minutes to 45 minutes to get to the laser clinic. Oh shit, I gotta do them on Thursday. Oh my God, I just remember I gotta call in. They're doing an event or something on Thursday. I don't wanna go. Either way, y'all, when I tell you that yesterday, that's what we met up in the city, it took me 30 minutes to get there because literally on the freeway, because the freeway I live near is a freeway that connects to other freeways, right? You can go into two other options. And there's actually like little highways too that I didn't know, like California highways and shit that goes sideways and shit. And I'm like, that's why that's 8 lanes on both sides going that way. And it looks like a street, but it's 8 lanes. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's a highway, California highway. Anyway, y'all, it took me almost 40 minutes to drive. It was like 38 minutes to get there because they would stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. Now, mind you, we're on the freeway and everybody is getting robbed and shit right now. So you goddamn well, I don't give a fuck if I'm on the freeway or not, bitch. My window's motherfucking locked. My car's fucking locked. Bitch, you come and you tap on that glass at that point, my weapons are in my vehicle. At that point, bitch, you're not gonna get through the glass. Okay. But you open up the door, yeah, bitch, I'm not gonna have time to reach for anything. Whatever. So to make a long story short, we're on this freeway and this person have their windows rolled all the way down, y'all. Now, mind you, this freeway is a little dangerous. They have people like snipers and shit on this freeway. They have people that like rob people, carjack people, girl, during traffic on this fucking freeway. So I'm like, girl, windows rolled down. They have the new Cadillac and they just sitting there on the phone. Y'all, we stop, go, traffic, stop, go, stop, go. So where somebody could just say, you know, this bitch is on the phone too loud. This bitch probably got some money. Let's jump in, or even let's follow, whatever. But I'm just like, and mind you, it was hot as fuck yesterday. So I'm just like, what is going on where you on the freeway with your windows rolled down like this, and like you about that life? And they don't look like they're about that life. So I'm like, oh yeah, hell no. Then I saw another car. This car kept going like this, girl. Traffic stop. They have their blinker on. When this lane go, they get over. Stop. Okay. Traffic slowly start moving. They have the blinker on. They get back in this lane. Bam. Stop. And they just kept doing it. I just said, oh. I said, oh my God. Only if you could shoot something out of your car, like on go-kart, Mario go-kart. That would be amazing. Like I press the button and shoot some turtle shells, something like that motherfucker. Because I'm just like, this is how accidents happen. And then let it be a traffic jam. You get into an accident, boo-boo. And then we stuck on a fucking freeway for a whole nother fucking hour or two because they got to get everybody to move out of the way to get somebody in to shut their road down because you're dumb ass. Ooh, girl. 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 Mm-mm. And you know, I have the nerve to honk at people nowadays, too. If I see you doing stupid shit on the freeway and the highway, bitch, I'm honking my fucking horn at you, bitch. I'm be the queen of honkies. Bitch, you got right. Call me Queen Honky, bitch. I'm be honking that fucking horn when we at a stoplight and beep, beep, beep. Bitch, yeah, you're doing stupid shit. And you better not roll your window down and try to say shit to me because I'm rolling my window down too. I don't care if y'all call that road rage or not, bitch. I'm rolling the window down too. Excuse me. You know you almost got into an accident back there, right? Uh-huh. And you almost hit that old lady. Dumbass bitch. Roll the window, bitch. I'm done. Okay. Thank God I haven't had to do that yet. Thank God. Okay. Anyway. Mullions. Mullions. I heard that. Mullions. I mean, background wouldn't be bad, like a theme too, of course. Yes. And also, I actually got the idea from a there is a Christian woman minister. Okay. Back in the day when she first got on the radar of the American churches, I watched a lot because I'm like, this woman is not only intelligent, but you could tell she has spiritual power. You could look at her, you could see it, you could feel it. The way she glows, like Mama's a very dark skinned woman, but her skin has a very not shiny shine to it. It's a glow. Like it's something radiating out of her body. Like it's hard to describe it. It's really, really hard to describe it. And another person I see this with too, and even though SZA is not that dark, SZA have that same thing about her. Like something radiates out of her body on the outside. You could see that. So it's like, whoa. So I'm like, let me watch this lady. And I would watch her. And I remember she had a prayer for something. And I actually started doing work with that. I would put that on in the background while I'm doing works and cleanses for people. When people had, curses and hex on them, I would play that while I'm doing it. And it's like, whoa. Like, girl, they would call me the next day and be like, listen, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, ooh, the help of this. And what I'm doing is just kind of amplified that frequency. So either way, I've been looking at her recently because I got reconnected with her. And Mama is like, I don't know if this is her house or if these are like offices that she's in, but Mama has different camera angles. And it looked like she's like getting interviewed, right? But she's presenting to you something, and not classes, but she's presenting things to people like that. And then this camera will come in and she's still looking at this angle and she's talking about this and that with a beautiful background, breaking down this and that. And then this camera will zoom in and just everything was perfect. And like I said, I don't know if she got camera production doing that or she got OBS set up because I know how to set up OBS and all the good shit, but it just looks good. I'm like, oh my God, that would be interesting to do a video like that. Like there's lots of beautiful sceneries here. Even like there's restaurants that you can rent private rooms and not even rent. You got to buy so much food. Like I think it's like $50 worth of food and you get your own little space. And you by yourself. And when you're done eating, and then bam, so I'm like, that'd be interesting to get that as well, and to eat on their patio and to have the backdrop where you see the people walking by with the bushes there, and you could just see the greenery. Like that would be beautiful. And then here, in my apartment, we also have little parks and shit the same way. Now people might get, want to come up and say what the fuck I'm doing. So that's the only thing I would have to think about that. But I think that'll be interesting because I really love seeing that. And she's dressed up and I'm just like, wow, now that would be amazing to be sitting here, speaking, you know, presenting the best you possibly can and putting information out there. Now, like I said, with the stuff popping up on the video, I'm like Bill Nye the Science Guy. That'd be cute too, because some people can't really watch the video. They could listen. And then some people can't listen. They got to see it. So that's when you can see the keywords. And you can say, okay, when I actually can watch this video, at 3 minutes, the keyword popped up and said clairvoyancy, right? And then 3 minutes later, the keyword popped up geomancy. And then so you can know, okay, at 4 minutes, I got to go back and see the topic of geomancy. So that's what I want to do. And I'm like, that would be nice and have a different background and yeah, I think that'd be really, really, really nice. And then going into the background, the theme can match what we're talking about. If the class is on, spirituality, maybe it could be like a cabin background with a fireplace burning. I don't know. We're doing ghost stories and I don't know. We could be cute with it. We could have a cute little setup, and it could be different each time, right? Because here, like I said, there's like 6 different rooms I could do stuff in. Hell, I can be cute with the hallway. I can be cute and put lights in the hallway. The hallway look very presentable too. Have little lights in the hallway. Have a seat right in front of the hallway. That would be Yeah, I actually got a piece of paper, okay, here, and yeah, I'm gonna jot some stuff down. I literally woke up today as soon as I got on here. Let me get on here. Let me talk about this, and let me put this um into fruition. Let me get it moving. Okay. And that's pretty much it, honey. Come on in here, Larry. Yes, honey. Thank you so much, Larry. I got my little TTT yee from you too, honey. Thank you so much, Larry. Yes, honey. That came right in handy. Okay, that came right in handy. Okay, too, Larry. Okay. Literally, I'm so appreciative of the gifts from you guys because I believe in why spending mine when I can spend yours. I believe in that. I really do feel like people should buy things for me. Okay. Okay. All jokes aside, really though, why spend my money when you send money? I can spend that money on what I need it for, right? Why? Right is right. Okay. So either way, I was debating Larry when that gift came through because I said, you know what? I want to go do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but I was like, fuck, I don't want to spend on, I don't want to spend my money. And I'm like, girl, I'm not about to sit here and beg nobody neither. I'm not about to say, hey, can I, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm not going to do that. So sure enough, Larry, I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to have to spend another gift money that was sent over. Sure enough, I get ready to get in that car and it said Cash App. And I said, right on fucking time. So, I went right on over to where I needed to go on over to. Okay. And I got what I needed. So, like I said, that is my theme. Why spend mine when I could spend yours? Shout out to little Kim for that. Okay. Shout out to little Kim. Why spend mine when I can spend yours? And what I mean by spend yours, we don't do no identity fraud. We don't do none of that shit, honey. I feel like, gift me. You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm not begging. But I love it. I feel good when I'm gifted. You know, I kind of brag when I'm gifted. ah, you know, ah, I got a Versace bag. I got a Louis bag. I got a few Coach bags and wallets. Also, I tell y'all, I got four babies. Well, now I got seven babies. Okay. I bought goldfishes for my turtles to eat, y'all. And I'd be damned, these turtles are still in that fucking tank. They've been in that tank for a month and a half. I've never had goldfishes this long, so I'm actually shocked at that too. But the turtles didn't want to eat these motherfuckers. So now I gotta feed them and the motherfucking turtles. And yes, they're in the same fucking tank too. So they're in that tank, y'all. So I got, two turtles, red snapper turtles, and I got three motherfucking fish, and I got two of my little fur babies. So I got to take good care of them. I got to buy them the best of the best treats and snacks and water fountains and purified water. All the works. They're expensive as food. So like I said, the gifts come in handy. So I'm so appreciative of you guys and the support. And then also going into my mother. My mother took care of me for a while, 17 and a half. And my mother took good care of me. And she sacrificed a lot of stuff for me, to make me be the person that I am. And speaking of that, before I go, we were talking yesterday during our conversation about, me and Mr. Leo, he's 2 years older than I, but we were talking about how like we don't do drugs and we don't party and we're not, he went to jail for assault, but he was defending himself. But we're very clean with our lifestyle. And we talked about how when we were in high school and stuff, how we were homebodies, like we were rush home, right? And he's like, I wish I can go back and play more sports and go to winter farm or winter prom and all sort of good shit. And I started looking back for a split second. And I said, well, I wouldn't redo my high school all over again. I didn't go to winter prom or winter formal prom. I didn't do no class events neither. I literally went to school and went home. And everybody, and I tell y'all this with humility, because, oh my God, I'm getting chills and I'm not even thinking about this. Everybody that I went to school with, we're going to say that we're ethnic. Okay, we're going to say non-Caucasian identifying people. Everybody that were in classes with me are either dead, in prison for a very long time, homeless, or addicted to drugs. And some of them, it was all four. I told y'all two of my best friends in high school, the most recent one was murdered, I think, in 2013. These are best friends in high school. We were best friends. And of course, energetically, Spirit was like, you guys are not compatible now. So when I left that school, we didn't stay in contact with each other. So like I said, I'm saying all this to say is that I'm grateful for not doing the winter formals. I'm grateful for not doing the proms because people who do that type of stuff, it's like they're pressured into being things that they're not. They're pressured into being people and in persons that they are not. So they get tricked into being parents early. They get tricked into being addicted to drugs and stuff for life term. They get addicted to being making the wrong decisions. Just all this shit comes up. And I'm so grateful that that is not my story. So I'm so grateful for the homebodiness because, of course, I believe that home is your safest place. When I grew up, that's what I always believed. So it's like, okay, when I'm out in public, I'm getting bullied on, I'm getting teased, I'm getting peer pressured to do things that I don't want to do. And now I'm going to get my ass whooped because I don't want to smoke a cigarette or smoke a joint. Like now they want to fight me. So it's like, yeah, let me just go home and I'll be good. And so, like I said, I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for my parents, instilling that in me and saying that I'm responsible for myself and nobody owes you anything. I'm so grateful for that. Like nobody owes you anything. And my parents always instilled that in me. I grew up with my stepfather and my mother and of course uncles and stuff helped in. But either way, I'm just so thankful that they instilled that in me that nobody owes you anything. Like you are responsible for yourself, especially when you turn 18 years old. You cannot say they made me do it. They told me to do it. Oh, well, I only did it because I wanted to fit in. Like, no, you did it because you wanted to do it, boo boo. And matter of fact, one of these comedians actually said it because I thought maybe there was some type of Mandela effect on people who look like me. But DC Comic, I think that's what he called himself, and I think he said anyway. What is right is right. I could dislike the person if they say something that speaks truth, bitch. I'm gonna agree on it. He said that he grew up in the ghetto and the guy was all like, well, we see you had a criminal record, right? And he said, well, I had a criminal record because I wanted a criminal record. And they were like, well, so this is not about your surroundings. And he's like, no. He's like, I wanted to be a Billy Badass, so I was a Billy Badass. But other people that I've met that grew up in the hood and ghetto, like I have, we could say Okie ghetto, doesn't matter. I grew up, 8 people in one house at one time. I grew up like that. Hence why a lot of people think my name is a certain name, but it's really not. But hey, that's not my business. That's yours. Anyway, so I grew up in, a house, 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom with 8 people at one point. Even going into where, bitch, every weekend, girl, we stayed at my grandma's house. She had 24 people every weekend. Sometimes it went on for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So either way, I grew up without a silver spoon, gold spoon, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And once again, everybody else I've known, like cousins of mine, some of them are no longer here. One of them is no longer here because of his decisions. And of course, before he actually was taken out by the police, I told y'all the story. I had a cousin that was murdered by a police officer. And of course, I don't see it as a blue life, black life matter type of thing. I do feel like karma is karma, and what you put out, you will get back. And he's dodged his karma his whole life. Went from losing intestines and stuff, and he was younger from doing some shady ass, trifling ass shit. So, like I said, people like that blame the white man. They blame the government. They blame this and that. And in my mind, I'm like, so they told you to go out and do that? So they knocked on the door and said, yo, I need you to go commit a crime. I need you to go do A, B, C, D, F, G so I could then lock your ass up or ultimately fatally get you together. I don't agree with that. I don't believe that. Once again, I think it's fake. I think it's fraud. I think it's fun. I think there's an agenda going on with that bullshit. But either way, that's not my story. So, like I said, knowing that he said that from Georgia, I think he said he's from Georgia, I'm like, see that right there? Everything is about choices that we make. And we are responsible for those choices. And like I said, I take full accountability and responsibility for myself when it comes down to any decisions that I've made that caused any type of strife or tribulation. I take full responsibility for that. I take full responsibility for that. So, like I said, when we get into a place where people can take accountability and responsibility for who they are, I feel like the world is going to be better because now you don't got victim people or people that want to victimize themselves. Now you got people saying I'm victorious, right? And so, I'm so grateful for that. So, of course, your gifts and your contributions and what you do, it helps me to, say, okay, for 2 weeks, I don't want to do casework. It helps me say, for the next week, I want to pig out. It helps me say for the next week I want to go buy a $1,700 statue. There's a crystal I want. It costs $300. I don't see me spending my hard-earned money for that, but somebody gifted me, so I'm gonna buy it. Hell, going into shoes and clothes. I hate shoes and clothes. I already told y'all that. I hate shoes. I hate clothes. But now I've become kind of like a not a sneakerhead, but you know, I've been splurging on myself with shoes, beautiful shoes, Jordans and stuff. They're beautiful. I'm like, ooh, colorful. Why not? Ooh, $300 for some damn sneakers. Well, hey, they gifted me. I'm gonna buy the sneakers. You know what I mean? So, like I said, that's what it is for me. So I'm appreciative and I'm grateful for it. And of course, we know that you guys are not just giving it to give it. You are investing it. There's something that you're getting from me, and you feel like you have to give for it. And so, like I said, I'm very, very thankful. I'm very, very grateful. And of course, when y'all do send stuff, I do always tell God to, bless that, 100,000 fold for you, for whatever, however, I don't know what you got planned. And, yeah, that's just what I believe, because of course, that money goes into a good cause. I'm not spending that money on drugs, alcohol, stupid shit. Oh, let me go see my baby dad. Yeah, anyway, that money is basically being planted somehow, some way, and it's being sprouted somehow, some way. Oh, come on in here. It's being planted and sprouted. And so because you provided the seeds, oh, come on in here. Just because I planted or because I was the planter, you provided the seeds. So the seeds that you provided were of good quality. So when I planted them or sowed them into the ground and they actually sprouted up, now it's you that I'm thankful for. It's you that gets all the credentials. It's you that gets all. And if you want to say that the universe, because whenever the universe had to give you the seed somehow, some way too, come on in here. So if we could say the universe is the seed supplier and you were the seed sower, even though you sowed that seed, it took the farmer, oh, come on in here, to make sure that those seeds are properly nourished and taken care of. So we all had our hand in this. But first of all, it's the universe. And second of all, it's you, because the universe made it possible for you to be able to plant, to give me those seeds. Come on in here. So like I said, we're so thankful. We're so grateful. And of course, I told y'all next year, well, I haven't told y'all publicly, but next year there's something that I want to do for my gifters and contributors. And of course, anytime I tell y'all, anytime you're in my neck of the woods, of course, you haven't asked. I think one of you, two of you know exactly where I'm at, because you actually melt stuff to me. But if you're ever in my neck of the woods, you're like, hey, I want to stop by and see you. Yeah, Mystic, I got one day in the area. Can we meet up? I'll work that out. We definitely meet up. We definitely talk. Chi chi boo 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 boo. You can ask all your questions. If you want to just, be in the presence of some good vibrations and good energy, I'm that girl. Anybody could tell you I'm not that one to, boo boo boo, party pooper, Debbie Downer. When we hang out, I could be going through some things and I will never share that with you. And I won't push that onto you. Like in this moment, we are privileged to have this moment with each other. You came so far away. Whatever happened, however happened, it took a lot of mountains to be moved for us to come together. This moment should be special. This moment should be cherished, and it should definitely be presented right. So, like I said, that's how it would be. It will definitely be a good experience energetically. Even just talking, I like to talk, bitch. You can pick my head, honey. Over the internet, girl, we're a little limited on what we can say. In person, bitch, we can say blue, blue, jitty, joo, da 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 boo. Bitch, we can touch over everything, okay? Because you supported me, you trusted me enough with your energy and your motherfucking time, because you had to work. Oh, come on in here. You have to work that motherfucking 9 to motherfucking 9 a.m. job, bitch. I say the 24-hour shift, 72-hour shift, 35-hour shift, whatever the case may be. You have to go clock in when you don't want to motherfucking be bothered. You say, fuck everybody at the job, their mama too, their daddy too, fuck my neighbors, fuck my neighbor, fuck everybody. But you still went to motherfucking work. You made that motherfucking money, and you found it. You found it in some piece to say, Mystic, this is for you. And you don't tell me that. You just send it over. People they don't say, hey, Mystic, can I see you? They do it. And like I said, every time my mind get blown. Like I'm really, really, I feel really blessed. I feel blessed, and I'm definitely honored once again. I just cannot just say that enough. I can't go into that enough. I'm really, really grateful for whatever, however, whenever. There's people that too that I don't see comment. There's people that I don't see really interacting in here, and they've sent over, Cash Apps and PayPal stuff, and it's just like, who are you? What are you? I remember I even told y'all back in 2017 when things were getting a little crazy for me, and maybe this person, didn't know, or maybe they did know. And they said, "Oh, bitch, we're gonna plant something," but things are starting to get a little crazy for me. Energy was shifting, and at that point, I was like, "Bitch, it's time for me to get some new." This random person hit me up and said, "I got a gift for you. What's your PayPal?" And I'm thinking like, okay, it's gonna be $50, $20, $200, and it was a very large sum of money. And oh my God, that day was just crazy for me. I think I didn't do anything. I don't know what's the opposite of being depressed. I know they say elated, but I was so damn excited I couldn't do nothing. The whole day, y'all, like the whole day, I'm sitting here. This whole day, I'm looking at this PayPal account. Like, this is free money. Like, this is not money that I have to work for. This is not money that I'm gonna have to say, oh my God, I gotta go put away time, and I gotta go do this, I gotta do that, I gotta go deal with traffic. Oh my God. Like, this is money that is mine. Like, it was amazing. It was amazing. So, like I said, I'm appreciative. I will always be. I'm forever grateful. And it is what it is, regardless of what it is, regardless if it's a large sum, a small sum. Some of you sent over, $7, $3, $2, 50 cents. It doesn't matter, bitch. It's the thought that motherfucking counts, bitch. If all you got is $2 to send me, $7 to send me, bitch, send over $7. We don't care about that, bitch. Every penny adds up. Okay, bitch. I told y'all about a jar. I had a jar full of pennies that I saved up for 3 years. And of course, 5 pennies, 2 pennies, that shit added up. I ended up cashing those pennies out. It was $20,000 in pennies. I said that correctly. $20,000 in pennies in 5 years. $20,000 in $20,000 in pennies in 5 fucking years. So 1 penny added up to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would just put it in an Alhambra. Alhambra, 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 Alhambra. I just kept doing it. Oh, I found 2 pennies. Oh, 3 pennies. Oh, 4 pennies. Oh, 5 pennies. Oh, 2 pennies. I don't give a fuck about none of that, bitch. Say that shit, bitch. And when I went to go cash that shit in, I said, what? First, I was doing a little, nickel and diamond. I would like take out a hand few and say, let me go cash that in. Okay, that was 300, 400, 500, 600. Okay. And I wouldn't touch it. I was just say, okay, let me put that, over here, whatever. And then that's when I said, fuck it, I need to take this whole damn jar. Y'all, that bitch was heavy too. That bitch was fucking heavy. Took that whole fucking jar in there, y'all. They did their little thing. And girl, when I saw, at that time I wasn't wearing glasses. So I was just like, what? What is that? Bitch, I couldn't believe it. I was like, you can give me that in cash. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah. You give me that in hundreds. Yeah. Hundreds, I'll take hundreds and 50s and 20s. Yeah. And so anyway, that's how moving, that's how we're able to do things. And so anyway, like I said, I'm just grateful, y'all. Let's get off of that, honey. Okay, come on in here. Thank you so much, Larry. Eclipse season's finishing up. The eclipses want to know if we're ready. I know that's right. Listen. And when I tell you this, oh, honey, woo, we getting right together. Okay. Hey, Larry, I'm sitting here thinking about getting on this stationary bike. Oh my God, Grand Madam, this is Spirit talking with you. This is Spirit talking with you. Grand Madam, I kid you not. I just was on Amazon last night up until I fell asleep at 3 in the morning, debating on what stationary bike I wanted to buy. They got one that tells you the calories, the distance. And I said, girl, I could do that naked. I just wake up, get on that, and just cycle. I can look at videos while I'm cycling. Girl. So, Grand Madam, I'm going to buy that bike. I'm going to buy that motherfucking bike. Thank you so much. That's Spirit telling. I'm going to buy that bike. Yes, honey. Okay, there. Yeah, Trick is her name. Yes, Trick. Just like that. Trick. Just like that. Just like that. Trick. Like ho Trick. Yeah, right there. And she said her name was Patricia. Matter of fact, do I still got the bag? I'm gonna look right now. I might still have the bag. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Let me find the bag. I sent my. It was A. I had 3 bags. It was A, B, C. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I got the bag, and I'm gonna show you. So the dream that I had of you, Grandmother, was a little interesting. I won't go too deep into it because it was some serious information, and it could have been you delivering the information, or it could have been spirit connecting you to convey the message. I feel like experiences happen like that. I feel like people say, like, I had dreams about my great great grandmother and she passed away. But it's like, okay, you knew this great great grandmother when you were alive, and she was a loving, nurturing woman. And in this experience, Mama was all like keeping her distance. Okay, I gotta go. Bye. So it's like, yeah, something or someone wanted to send you a message, and they spoke with you through that person because of the way you connected with them in your waking state. So the same thing would here. So I had this dream that you were trying to get in contact with grandmother. Like, you were emailing, you were calling, and you're like, damn, it's hard to reach this bitch. You were just being, out there. And sure enough, we end up interacting, and it was a big park too, like Central Park. Yeah, a huge park. Huge park. Beautiful huge park. Uh I'll just say openness, right? Huge park with trees, but where we're at, it was open. And you were just talking about a lot of interesting things. And one of the things that you brought up, of course, maybe you know, maybe you don't know, was aliens. And I'm gonna tell you what's so weird about this. So you brought up aliens, and I was telling you, aliens are not and then, okay, so I won't go into detail what we were talking about. But so we're at this park, because this is what's very interesting to me. So we're at this park, and we're looking normal. Like, you had on some little, like, moo caftan, and I had on something similar, but mine was like sheer, and it was turquoise with gold in embroidery, because I remember looking down, I could see it. And you had on like different tropical colors. It was like let's say it was a cross between Hawaiian, Polynesian, and like maybe you're going to Antigua or something. It was something like that. It was very, very beautiful. You had these thick shells on too, wooden shells. I'm just gonna tell you what I thought. Wooden shell necklaces. You had on this wig, like poofy wig too, and it had like glitter or something in it, like very faint glitter. You could see it glowing and shit. Okay, but very lion. You were given like a lion quality. And then you had a triangle on your forehead, inverted, and you had two dots going above it. So I don't know what I had on me because I couldn't see my face. But we're talking, and it's like every time we talked about something, we were charging up. So like we were floating off of the ground, and then your aura, right? Because there was nothing there. Then the aura becomes a cloud of, like, let's say, like a pinkish color. And then I'm seeing this in you, and I don't know if this is reflecting off of you onto me, but I'm seeing something in the peripheral of my eyes around me also changing up. So at the very last part, mine was gold, right? And it was like really glistening. And the gold, it was so gold that it was like the sun was right here by me, but I felt no heat. But it was like the sun was right here, and it was just so gold. Yours at that time was like a purplish, oh my god, like magenta, like a T-Mobile color, but a little darker, right? And I hate going into those colors because there's so many shades of purples and blues and eggplant and fuchsia, magenta, and all that. But it was like a purplish, pinkish blue color. And the last part, we were talking about the aliens. And like, you would tell me something, I'll say, no, that's not true, blah, blah, blah. Or you would say something like, yeah, that is true, but blah, blah, blah. So it's just like this real deep conversation. And the last one, like I said, we brought up aliens. And I just thought of artificial intelligence. And I tell you, like, I don't think that aliens is what they say it is. I think it's some type of I didn't even use the word agenda. I used another word. I was like, I don't think it's real, blah, blah, blah. I said, but I do feel like they're crossing information of demonic with I never used demonic. I think I used lower vibration. Either way, they're crossing information between lower vibrational demonic entities information with their artificial, right? I was like, they're artificial shit. So their AIs and demonic influences are coming together as alien, and they're passing on to people who are not spiritually awakened. And they actually hire people in the spiritual community to push that agenda. And this is what I'm telling you, right? In this experience that we're having. And then sure enough, you said, was this what you're talking about? And oh my God, when you said it, I'm seeing a projection of these weird looking scientists, right? And the only thing I can describe to you about these scientists, they look like they were burnt victims, like burnt victims with white coats on, some type of mask. And I said, ooh, I would even hate to see what their mouth look like. Like, girl, they probably gonna take that mask off and have some type of fucking, Joker mouth and shit. The teeth go way up here, shit. So I was like, ooh, I don't want to think about that. But they're literally sitting here playing with shit and mixing this, and all I can see is the colors. So I'm seeing like blue, and then I'm seeing purple, then I'm seeing yellow, then I'm seeing black. And one of the scientists were getting upset because they were mixing these colors together, and it was making the color black. And duh, colors mixed together make the color black, right? Duh. But these other scientists are mixing these colors, and they were making like bright ass pinks and bright ass oranges. Like I can't even tell you. Like I don't think I've even seen the shades of these colors, because I even tried Googling, right? Like, what color was I seeing? What was it? Like, I don't even think I could tell you the colors I was seeing. They were so beautiful, so prismatic, and like, oh my God. Sure enough, they were creating babies that had human body parts that were fake. And guess what came up on Google 2 days ago? That's why I kind of had a flashback right here now, talking about you or talking with you, even going into the colors and the fairy lights I saw and all this other good shit. Why did they say that scientists have made their first embryo without the use of sperm or eggs? Why? And I told 2 people about this experience that I had too. So 2 people can testify and witness that. I had this dream 2 weeks ago about what I saw. And I said, yeah, they're mixing shit together. They're taking artificial intelligence with demonic, we're going to call black magic. And this is magic that humans do not have access to. So I'm not going to say that they're getting it from people, but I do feel like going into these caverns and these taverns and where they're going into, they're getting these cells, because we know that there are cells in certain DNA in places and it doesn't die. We know this, like blood. Yeah, you can rejuvenate blood. We know this. Going into DNA, they can keep DNA preserved on blood-stained shit from 40 years ago, y'all, and figure out whose blood it is 50 years later, 60 years later, even 100 years later. So they can preserve DNA. So it's like, I do feel like they went into these places and they're finding cells of shit and they're mixing shit up. So like I said, my only way of translating it would be some real dark black magic shit with their already educational, artificial intelligent, medicinal, scientific background, and it merged together and they made this. And I also find it very interesting that it comes at a time where we're so focused on, and I'm having a flashback about this conversation that we had in this experience, Graham Adam. I even find it interesting that we're at a state where people are focused on who's a man, who's a woman, this ain't real, gay agenda, gay this, gay that, and also going into at a time where they banning ABOs. And in the center of all this, because it's a stadium, right? You have the trans or gay experience over here. You have the no, you better not have an abortion over here, and then you got people, coming into the center and trying to fight about it. But in the center of all this, now they released what we've always been talking about for the longest of time, that now they have created a test tube baby without the use of semen and without the use of eggs. So when you thought that you were so important because you are a cisgender woman, or you're not a cisgender woman, oh, well, I don't have to have kids, I can fuck all day, whatever. When you thought you were so important and so special, now scientists have shown you that because you're a woman, it doesn't make you no better. And because you're a man, it doesn't make you no better. And right in the middle of all this shit, and that is so amazing to me, but yet creepy. Amazing and creepy at the same time. Like a beautiful nightmare at the same fucking time. Because now it's like, what else can you say now? Well, I can have kids and you can't. I'm never going to call a man a woman who cannot conceive a baby. Well, listen, baby, we can grow babies in fish tanks now. So what you going to say now? Because clearly the same men that are into you are also into these non-binaries, transgenders, and gay men. So when it comes to the man, girl, you're on a even playing field. When it comes on to titles, you're on an even playing field, a level playing field. And now when it comes to having babies, you're even on a leveled playing field. So now, what can we use as human experiences, right? Or spiritual experiences that we're experiencing while we're human? What can we use now to try to put other people down? Because we've tried the melanin thing and that's not really working. We tried the lighter thing and that's not really working. We tried, well, my blood is stronger than yours, and that's not really working. We tried, well, I'm a cisgender woman, and that's not really working. Well, I'm a man and that's not really working. So, what exactly, or what is it going to take for us to sit back and say, you know what? That's not my story. That's not my story. I have nothing to do with that. Let's keep it pushing. What is it going to take? What do they need to come out with to say, oh, we're not going to be sitting here fighting no more about black, white, gay, gender, because that shit is so minute. And I don't know if people see it as that, but I see it as that. If they could come out with an embryo baby that will have a heart and a brain like ours, and we're humans, and we were made with a sperm and an egg, and if they could make this without a sperm and an egg, then all of your problems are so minute. All of your problems are so tiny compared to that. That's like a shark versus a fucking goldfish. Like you thought you were a shark and the goldfish was the gay agenda because you were heterosexual. You thought you were the shark because you're cisgender and you're heterosexual identifying. And you thought that the gay or the confused people were the goldfish. But now they're showing you that you were the shark and now there's a bigger shark. So now you're scared because this shark can eat your ass and spit your ass out. So it's like, honey, like, what is it going to take for us to come to as humans or spirits having human experiences? What is it going to take for us to come to that point to say, there's something way bigger than the both of us, and this is something I don't want to fight about. I don't want to get caught up in this distraction. I don't want to get caught up in this distraction. I don't want to get caught up in the distraction of whether or not you're a man or a woman. I don't want to get caught up in the distraction whether or not you're straight or gay. I don't want to get caught up in the distraction of not whether or not you're this or that, Republican or Democratic. I don't want to get caught up in that because that's so minute, that's so tiny. Because when you're gone, that shit is still going to be here and they're going to still thrive and they're going to still be advancing. So it's going to come a point to where you're not even going to know anymore. You're not even going to know who's scared, who's straight anyway. So all your time you spent 30, 40, 50, 20, 10 hating on the gays and the gay agenda, well, now you don't even know. You spend your whole time hating on, well, that got to be a real woman because she's pregnant. That could be a test tube baby getting carried around with a baby protector. Like you don't know. So now, what are you people gonna say now? Like I'm interested in knowing what are you gonna say now? What are you gonna say now when they start to continue to prove that everything you thought was factual is actually a theory? Everything you thought was real and oh my god, well, it's not possible for our house phone to become a wireless device, and they made cordless phones. It's not possible for our cordless device. I wish I could take this with me to the store and it still work. Bam, then cell phones get public. Like, what is it gonna take for us to realize that, baby, once again, your experience is deeper than the physical. It's deeper than you being gay. It's deeper than you being straight. It's bigger than you thinking, well, I'm more creative because I'm melanated. You know, black people are kings and queens and this, that. Like, it's deeper than that. When are you going to realize that everything is meant for your spiritual being and not the physical? Like, nobody cares about the physical, baby. Nobody cares. No one cares. Nobody cares but you and people like you. No one cares about the physical. Clearly, because if they cared about the physical, then the scientists would not be making artificial babies without sperm and egg. Think about it. So clearly, they don't care about the physical. What is that spirit like? What is that spirit moving? How's that spirit cooperating? What type of moves are you, spiritual moves are you making? And it's deeper than the candles and it's deeper than the crystals because that's just a front. That's a facade. Because if you can't connect with those crystals, the crystals ain't gonna work anyway. If you can't connect with that fire, those candles ain't gonna work anyway. If you can't connect with those oils in the waters, that oil ain't gonna work anyway. So when are you gonna realize that it is the spirit that needs to be fed, not the physical? It's not the physical. The physical is the ego. That's you thinking that, oh, I'm straight. I need to be validated. Well, I'm a real woman, so I need to be treated as a real woman. And no, they're taking away our woman rights. And like, it's deeper than that, boo boo. Like, you need to really sit back and really, really do some deep breaths and say, does it really matter? Does it really matter how good my vagina is and how well it works? Does it really matter how big my dick is and how hard it? Like, does it matter? Does it matter? Oh, I have periods. You don't. Okay. Okay. But what does that mean? Because you not when you're on your period, the man is cheating on you, honey. He's going to the strip club and dicking the stripper down. So what? So what does it matter? Well, I'm actually married and you're single and you're blown. Yeah, but you're married and lonely too. Because while you're out, when you think your honey's working, your husband is paying single bitches like me to be us. So like I said, so what it really doesn't matter. I'm melanated and I spoke with aliens and aliens came down and they talked to me. But what information did they give you that's going to help out humanity or help you out? Because you have all these alien knowledges, aliens experiences, but you're still broken. You still have issues that are not being resolved. You still don't have a lighter. You're not. You can't go without paying taxes. The IRS still expect you to pay those taxes. So what does that experience have to do with you physically? It doesn't. It's spiritual. Maybe those aliens came to you to tell you something about yourself for you to learn about yourself to apply on yourself. Because it was meant for everybody else to get the information, the spirit would have came down and fell on them. Like I'm talking about the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit don't fall on everybody because everybody's not ready for the information. So people sit there and say, well, I wish I was spiritually gifted. You're not ready for that, though. That's why it's not happening. That's why spirit go to people who are ready for that, who are open for that. And that's how we get it and we translate and we interpret for you. But you're not ready for that. And that's why it's not happening for you. So that's what allowed people to be, a step closer, a step higher. Because once again, we prepared ourselves for this. We've prepared ourselves spiritually, mentally, emotionally. So like I said, I just wanted to point that out. I think that's very, very interesting. I think this is mind blowing. I think this is record blowing. Everything is always mind blowing for me, honey. Going into why there's still religion. No shade for that. Wonder why we still so pressed about gender and shit. I mean, it doesn't matter. Everybody's sucking and fucking. It doesn't matter, girl. It doesn't matter. Maybe for you it matters. Maybe you got a hot one or not. Maybe it matters for you. But he's probably sleeping with somebody who got a cold one. To be honest with you, you might think that your shit is golden. Well, I'm nice and tight, and he always tell me that. Oh, okay. I mean, well, he said that to the bottom too. So I mean, I'm just a little curious about what's really going on. Okay. Anyway, that's it, honey. That's it, honey. Yes, as far as you are that bitch. Thank you. Come on, Larry. Come on in here. You too, Larry. Come on in here. Yes, honey. Later, Gator. Yes, peace, honey. Peace. Yes, yes. Come on in here, Jordan Lorraine. Yes, honey. Did I mention my green grandpa? I'm wearing my moo caftan right. But listen, you looked very relaxed and comfortable in this moo too. And I can remember the smell too. I smelled patchouli. I smelled rose and something else. And believe it or not, see, when I woke up, like I was like, let me look around if I got something that smells like that. Vetiver, okay. Vetiver is a very strong, earthy smell, like very strong. Like you smell it too much, it'll make you, at least me, it'll make, yeah. So you had those three smells together. It smells so good too. You smell so good. And I don't know how I remember what this smell was like in my dream. Don't ask me that. Don't ask me that, but I definitely could smell you. I was like, oh, okay. Truly rose and vetiver, okay. And I would say very similar to that. I don't know for sure that's what it was, but it was very similar to that. Because I have an oil here, protection oil, that have lemon balm and a few other things in it. And it actually smells similar to that. So I'm like, maybe she's using lemon balm or something. But anyway, very, very interesting. I don't think you mentioned anything about a green grandpa. No. I think you talked about the aliens for sure. You also told me about somebody I know. Definitely. You told me about somebody I know. And you also told me about the Mr. Leo meetup too. And the crazy thing about it is Me and Mr. Leo talked a couple days ago, and I was actually on the phone with someone else. We were texting, and we didn't text for a lot of months. And I could have sworn that he texted me and I responded to him, but I didn't. So that's what this is about. And you were actually telling me about Mr. Leo, like, hey, woo, 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 and I was like, oh, okay. So I thought that was kind of weird too. But definitely something about Mr. Leo, something about someone else I know. We talked about aliens. Um, there was also some type of trip. You said something about a trip to Norland, Greenland, or North Pole, or something like that. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of deep conversations, a lot. And I would say I was asleep this whole time. I probably went to sleep that night at 11. The last time I looked at the clock, like 11:18. And I woke up the next day about 9:22. Yeah, it was 9:22 because I remember I had a knock at my door. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Getting hiccups. Yeah, we had a conference coming in here, honey. Yes, honey. You can hear me? Yeah, yes. Movie coma growing four. I know that's right. What is that? I've had some searches with aliens on point. Some are making babies with stem cells. Those owl people, some aliens, not all, and to what to create artificial intelligence. That's right. There you are. There you go. Want. There you go. There you go. There you go, honey. There you go. And then what even makes it crazier too, because I don't have conversations about aliens and stuff off of YouTube. On my phone, they showed a guy in Europe, very handsome guy too, who transformed himself into an alien. And I was just like, what? Like, who? Well, first off, who is he connected to? That's the first thing. Because ain't nobody sitting here like, I think I want to be an alien. Like, girl, all the alien encounters people have had, no one's ever come forward and say, hey, y'all, I had an encounter with an alien. Now I'm an alien. Like, what's going on? So I'm like, who is he connected to? Who is his mama? Who is his daddy? What job he had before he did this? Is he connected to an agenda or something? Like, it really, like Elon Musk and shit. Like, what's really going on? And Jeff Bezos and shit. Like, what? Who are these people? Who are they connected to? Where they come from? Like, yeah, they got their hand somewhere, foot somewhere. So it's like, girl, he looks like an alien. And I'm just like, but where does that come from though? Like what happens for a human to wake up and say, you know what? I want to be an alien. Like what happens? And I'm like going to sit out, like I really do feel like that's demonic. The first thing I saw when I saw his name was demon. Like, okay, these are fallen angels, which they're calling aliens, because of course the Bible stuff do not talk about aliens, and there's a reason why they do not talk about aliens. Even going into Enoch and stuff, he kind of talks about it, but he's basically cast on as if these are um, aliens. Like these are high vibrational beings that fell down into lower energies that became dense, and they're stuck. And that's what the book Enoch really was conveying to me. And even going into I told y'all about Rudolph and I can't remember his name, Pasquale Rudolph or Rudolph Pasquale and Aleister Crowley. I had a lot of encounters with them spiritually, which of course I never really talked about. I gave y'all little bits and pieces of what happened, this happened, that happened, but information that I got from that, like honey, yeah, like these are demonic entities that people are thinking are aliens, and they're aliens because they're foreign to us. Like we call Mexican immigrants and people from other places aliens because there's no trace of them coming from no other place. So of course that's what we're gonna call them. They're here on Earth, but we don't know how they got here. So we're like, they got to be alien because we're here too, and they're not like us. So it's like that's why I think the word alien came from. I think people got that mixed up, but I definitely do feel like it is demonic. And I do feel like it's artificial. And that's why alien experiences are happening more and our UFOs are coming out more because technology is advancing. And I told y'all there was even a guy that worked for the FBI and he had a very high clearance. I think this guy's even bigger than Alex Jones because y'all, I don't know if I can say that, girl, because they be coming for the people that, the people who like Alex Jones, girl, they be coming for them. So I'll stay up off of that. But anyway, I think he's even bigger than Alex Jones. And I think he talked about a lot of shit. But he literally went on camera on a TV show and he literally was exposing stuff. Now, some of the stuff he was like, we can't do this on camera. So I'm like, okay, this got to be definitely real. But some of the stuff he flat out was saying it. Like, I was in clearance on this level and we did A, B, C, D, and G. And I know that they would experiment. They would see how far they can go. And then clearly backtracking, but going forward, people talked about Bluebeam, Project Bluebeam and shit, and how they're going to be making projections of this and that. Y'all, this is years ago, right? And then they start coming out with the celebrity Bluebeam shit. So it's like, this guy has some truth to what he was saying in the 90s and the early 2000s, because I watched this as a fucking teenager, like, whoa, like, this is crazy. Early 2000s, I was a teenager, so I looked at this like, wait a minute, this man is hitting on some shit now, looking back, like, this is true. Even going into cars and shit, how before Tesla even came about, he mentioned something about we were going to have electrical cars, but these electrical cars were going to be becoming so advanced that they won't be flying, but they'll be like reading our system, our nervous system. So in order to unlock the car, you have to touch it with your hand, and it will sense when you're sick. It will sense when you're drunk. It will sense where there's drugs in your system, and it won't let you start the car up. And then also while you're driving, your rearview mirror is scanning your eyes. This was this guy said in the early 2000s, y'all. Girl, the early 2000s, this guy said this. The early 2000s, I'm getting chills on this. And then literally, state of California just passed something after the gas shortage that you cannot make no more gas cars. And I'm like, so they're coming out with all these electrical cars. What happened if secretly they already have that type of shit? So like I said, it just gets on some real deep shit that is coming to the light about shit that people already talked about. And so that's what I said with aliens. That's what I've always thought to myself, like, if aliens are demonic entities, like they say, I believe in that. These beings coming from another solar system, and they came through the space and they got through the firmament, and they're here and they're like, hey, we're from Andromeda and this is how we got, like, yeah, those type of aliens, I don't believe in that. Yeah, I don't believe in that at all. Like, I would have to have a real personal experience with somebody who's also, like, let's say somebody who did some real deep, heavy research on this. And when I say deep, like go to places like New Mexico, and other places in America. One of them is Seattle, Washington, that is known to have underground places. That's all I'm gonna say. And they do their observations to say, hey, this is what it happens. But as far as that, like I said, I don't believe in that, honey, at all. Um, but anyway, just interesting. Very interesting, honey. Yeah, we definitely prepare mentally and emotionally. Yes, we are, honey. Have been prepared. Yes, we have. That's what I was told as a kid, fallen angels. Exactly. So that's what I believe, because I'm like, well, the Bible don't really talk about aliens neither. And even going into Elohim, now we know even going into the Bible said rapture, right? Rapture. We know that rapture means to abduct, right? To abduct. So we know that when people have UFO experiences, they're saying that they were abducted into a spaceship of some sort, going into the light. Now, when people die, they say they see the light, right? So there's just things that I want to kind of cross reference where I'm like, yeah, this time there's some government stuff behind some stuff, and it's not really my business or my concern until I have the experience. And I'm like, oh, y'all, wait a minute. But I really do feel that that they're fallen angels going into the Elohim. They're called the Watchers in translation. And of course, once again, these are angelic beings. So it's like, yeah, alien. I think humans call them alien because humans call everything foreign alien or UFO unidentifiable, or alien means we have no trace of it, right? Um, and they would say alienated, right? Look up those two keywords, alienated and alien. So I'm like, I think as far as that go, I would say yes, this is real. Jolly green people with these big old almond shaped elongated eyes and shit. Yeah, that's a little far fetched for me. Um, Looking like you and I in the dense form, that is believable, because even going into the Bible and the Quran, they speaks about beings that looked like humans that came in, going into Sodom and Gomorrah. God sent the angels into uh, Sodom and Gomorrah, and they looked like human beings. Clearly, the people didn't see these, angelic, ooh, girl, look at this tall, whatever the fuck is it. This looked like a weird creature. They thought these were people, and they were lusting after these angels. Like, ooh, they hot. You want to come over? Come to my house. Come over, baby. Oh yeah. Anyway, so I'm like, even then, it talks about, angels. Uh, Becoming human, transforming into a human to convey what they need to convey. So I'm like, yeah, with aliens, that's what I think it is. Anyway, deep, honey. Yes, honey. Gregory, yes, honey. Even going into something came up. Oh my God, I just lost it really quickly. Something just came up. So, oh my God. They wanted for me to talk about it. Something literally came up. It was a real quick glimpse of it. And now, yeah. Oh my God. Fallen angel. Yeah. We're gonna let that go, honey. Like I guess they meant for me to talk about that, honey. People are so focused on space that won't even get the chance to go suborbital in their lifetime. That's another thing too, where I'm like, that's a distraction. It's a distraction. Like I'm still trying to figure out how technology is so advanced, and we're so advancing. So we have electrical cars. We've yet to cure any diseases. I'm still trying to figure out how this planet is 90% water, even with the ice poles melting and shit, the oceans are rising, where we have yet to figure out how to use the ocean waters to take a bath, to wash our cars, or to um, water our grass. And to make it even deeper than that, yeah, the ocean has salt water in it, but people go swimming in the ocean. When they do an IV on us, right? That's saline solution. Saline solution is sodium in water. If you do not know, now you know. So it's like just things don't make sense to me, and it makes you go, "This is all a distraction. This is all for them to distract us from us." You know, we have all these answers, like I said, to aliens and spaceships, and we could travel, and melanin is this, melanin is that. But like, where have this melanin gotten you? Like, if your ancestors and your spirits, and I say this respectfully and lovingly before I go, if your ancestors and spirits are so potent and so powerful, they know why you're mission on Earth. They know why you're here on Earth, right? Your ancestors are so powerful, so magnificent. They know what your purpose is on Earth, right? So you come here with an agenda, correct? Amen, amen, ashe, ashe. And when you get in this agenda, you forget the agenda. So this is why we venerate our ancestors. But in that process, your ancestors giving you downloads, but none of them are giving you, and it's not for everybody, because of course I got the answers I need, and many of you have gotten answers you need too. That's why you live a very peaceful life, and no matter where you go, how you go, you apply for a loan, you get it. You get whatever, you get it. It doesn't matter what race you are, what gender you are, what culture you are, you get it. Clearly, other people are not really tapping into their ancestors to get the answer they need to survive. Because even during the oppressed time years ago, your ancestors still survived. So they have all the answers that you need to survive this time of banks denying you because you're black, whatever the case may be, whatever case you feel. But like I said, I find it very hard to believe that your ancestors will be coming through giving you insight on melanin being better than non-melanated people, but yet you don't know how to use those powers. And even going into, well, well, they're not going to let us use our powers. That's why they're shutting us down. But if you know your powers and you fully are aware of your powers, then they can't stop you. They can't stop you. Hello? If you are aware of how powerful your melanin is, and you have all these melanated powers and gifts and all this good stuff, wusa wama dudu, then once again, what is stopping you from getting to where you need to get to in life? Why are statistics that were put on you by the white man, why are they still active? Like, these are just questions that I ask, once again, going into people getting obsessed with space and all this other bullshit, getting distracted by shit that really doesn't matter. Like, how's this helping you? How's this helping you? You're doing spiritual work on self and to heal self and release self, but you still haven't let go of what happened with you growing up. Like, how does that make sense? Like, make it make sense spiritually. Like, healing is releasing and letting go. And when you release and let go, your life blossoms, it flourishes. When you reach a dead end and you cannot get through that dead end, or that obstacle is what we call it, it is because something within you has not been worked on. So I would say safely and humbly and respectfully that there's a lot of obstacles that certain people have yet to bypass because they've yet to tap into their true powers, their true potential, or even focus on why it even makes sense, why it even matter that they're manifesting in this realm melanated, if that's what their storyline is. So like I said, I just, I don't get too caught up in that. There's a lot of distraction with a lot of shit. And yeah, everybody got all the answers to all the shit, but it's like, how's that gonna help us though? How's that gonna help us? How how is that going to help us, baby? Help make it make sense. Make it make sense. How if if there are aliens, like what's going to happen? If there are, people are able to go to Mars and the moon and all that. But how's that helping planet Earth though? Because we can't get it right here. We can't get it right here. So, how does that affect us here? The same technology that they have to make Tesla and all this other good shit, they could filter the water out of the ocean. Yeah, the same. Girl, the Colorado River, the Hoover Dam and shit is dried up. The same way y'all could make a Tesla and a power generator by Tesla Power, y'all can figure out how to make a fucking pump to pump the water out of the ocean into the motherfucking whatever, so we don't got to worry about no water rising up and shit. But once again, because you know goddamn well that there's some type of motherfucking agenda, and you motherfucking lying blatantly to our motherfucking faces, and we're supposed to fucking believe you, that goddamn fucking well the bitch that all this shit is motherfucking a story. It's a story being motherfucking told. And that's what the fuck this is. It's a fucking story being told. Girl, with or without rain, there should be water because the world is 90% water. And last time I checked, there's no water evaporating like they said it is. They said the water's evaporating, but why the fuck is the polar ice melting in Greenland then and the water levels are rising? Please make it make sense for me. How do they go to Jupiter and Mars, and Russia got their own space shuttle, China got their own space shuttle. We spend $7 trillion on space travel every year. Okay, but yet you don't know what's at the bottom of the fucking ocean? Yet you don't know why certain diseases only affect certain people, like lupus and stuff. Like, make it make sense for me. And yet we were sitting here celebrating this shit like, yay, I want to watch them look at the stars and the moon. Yay, they're going to Jupiter right now. Woo! While you got a woman in the hospital dying right now of a tumor that they could be spending these trillions of dollars on figuring out how she got it. Like, let's talk about it for a minute. But people don't really like this conversation because, like I said, it's too real. Like, we need escapism, and that's our escapism. The idea of, oh, girl, they can go to Jupiter. Oh, my God, they can go to... Yeah, that idea excites us. We're like, yes, I want that life. Yes, I need that life. Woo! The idea that they can do that, the idea that there's something outside of ourselves tangible while we're living, that's exciting to us. And like I said, you got people that come up with the weird stories too, honey. Very weird stories. Like, oh, okay, so yeah, when we create a loophole of stories, now we got the crazy shit coming out. It's not crazy because we never heard of it. It just doesn't make sense logically because it's like, okay, if this angelic being disappeared, right, or invisible in the fifth dimension, came into your third dimensional home, made himself physical enough to have intercourse with you, can't this same alien go down to Bank of America and get some money out that account and give you that money? Because he broke the spiritual law of that. He basically, RAP you. So like I say, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. So do you have this experience? Yeah, anyway, let me get off that girl. Because that's gonna defy all levels of intelligence, honey. And I don't got time for that. There you go. Government held aliens for knowledge. There you go. Demonic entities. You said it. I had experience in second grade and continue to have strange events. Moved to this new place, have a light show my last week. Huge lights flying high and low. The lights responded to my thoughts. See, so I could believe tapping into other dimensions. DD. If you do not have any mental disorders, because we talked about this before too, bipolar, schizophrenia is real. And I'm not saying you have a DD. I'm just pointing this out. When people are mentally sane and it's clinically proven that they're mentally sane and they have these spiritual events, I'm like, okay, wow, good, okay, like this is real. When people are like, I'm bipolar, I'm schizophrenic, going into being stressed. When you're stressed out, you become hallucinated. Like, you can look this up. You hallucinate when you're stressed out and you don't get sleep and all the good stuff. So people who don't really sleep like that, and all the good shit and their diet's not really good, I'm just kind of like, is this a real experience or is this something going on? So like I said, with you, especially when you're in Texas, these lights responding to your thoughts, of course, going into, sister and I, we had this conversation. The more spiritually in tune she became with herself, or inclined, the more she started having experiences like that. Like she would close her eyes, a light would flash, she'll open her eyes, and she don't see nothing clearly, but then something will come. Like it'll be a message for some, just some weird shit. And so shit like that, like I said, it's a spiritual event. But you have to ask yourself once again, where is this coming from? How did this start? Just so happen an angelic being is connected with me, or aliens, whatever the case, however the case, it's connected with me this way. What is the purpose of that though? Allegedly, one of these people were abducted by alien, and he said that, what did he say? That they fixed something in his back, like a disc or something. But I'm sitting there thinking to myself, but they didn't give you no superhuman powers though. Like that, like I just don't see them abducting you just to abduct. Like I don't see that. Out of all the billions of people in this world, like they're like, let's go to the hood. I mean, that sounds very alien, governmental to me. And I'm just saying, to me, it just sounds governmental to me. According to what Dick Gregory and a lot of other people who said about people that target people in the ghetto or the hoods, I'm like, that sounds very governmental to me. Like they found, out of all the places in the world, they went to, a ghetto in the northeastern states to get this one person who, by the way, is a criminal, and to do an experimentation on him. And then daddy got regular blood. He doesn't have a RH negative blood, or, a different type of blood to where it rejuvenates. So I'm just like, it just doesn't make sense to me. You got nothing out of it. They're not getting nothing out of it. So what's the point of them doing if it's really this extraterrestrial shit? So like I said, those are just questions to ask. Going into lights and stuff, like I said, those could be fairies. Those could be elemental spirits. There's such things as that. So you have this thought, and these elemental spirits are letting you know, like, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. You can look up your research on that. People giving, stories of elemental gnomes and aliens and also the good shit. Not aliens, fairies and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, that could be that type of stuff. Angels, you're seeing their charge up and shit. But as far as saying aliens, like foreign beings from other solar systems and shit, just so happen are in your city, hovering over you, flashing lights and stuff, I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And you know what I mean? I'm gonna be real with you. If something stands up to me, as aliens, or aliens real in the sense that people thinking it's real, I'm going to tell you that, yes, I don't believe it, but I'm being told that it is. That's what I'm going to say. But, in my investigations and in my experience with people who alleged was abducted, like I'm thinking of traumatic experiences. Let's talk about it right now. Like little minor things are traumatizing to us. Like seeing a cat get ran over, a dog getting ran over, whatever, little small stuff traumatizes us. And we don't let go of that. So you having an experience that's out of body. And I just want y'all to hold on for me. Just bear with me. And I'm really gonna go because I think we're 2 hours something in. If you were laying in your bed, imagine how scary this is physically and spiritually. You laying in your bed, butt booty ass naked, or not, whatever, whoever, however. I sit naked, so I can only speak for myself. You laying in this bed. And all of a sudden, you see a light in your backyard. And then all of a sudden, well, one of the guys said he got up to go see what it was, and then they sucked him in. And no neighbors ever saw these lights or anything, y'all, by the way. But imagine you being a sane person and you laying in your bed and you never ever heard of aliens or any of this shit, or you heard about it, but you really didn't focus on it. And all of a sudden, something comes in and abducts you. Like, bitch, that's going to make you go so crazy that you're not going to have time to speak. I find it so ironic that all these alien experimenters and people that experience this alien shit have the energy and memory to talk about it. They're not traumatized at all. Oh my God. Wait a minute. I find it so ironic that they're so excited, and I had an alien experience and I was abducted, and just so calm about it. Like they don't have PTSD to where they walk outside and they think that something's gonna suck them up. Like, girl, they don't have agoraphobia. So like, yeah, well, I had an experience where I was abducted by aliens in the night sky, so I don't like being out at night. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. How is it that these alien experiences, that they want it to happen again? Like, it just doesn't sound right to me. So like I said, it just is very fishy. So like I said, based on my experiences, based on my research, based on me being connected to spirit and asking spirit, I'm like, yeah, aliens are real as far as, like I said, angelic and demonic entities. But as what they're saying it is, it's not real. Just like going into racism and sexism and homophobia and stuff. Like, yes, that should exist, y'all, but it's not as big as they're saying it is. Like I told y'all, in America, the population of America of black people is like 10%. You can do your research on this. You could do your research on this, okay? People that actually has the Social Security number, they said it's only 10% of the population, boo-boo, right? So I just find it so weird and odd when you hear these stories about what's happening to only 10% of the population, and they're claiming that it's happening a lot. So I'm like, eventually, if it keeps happening and it happens continuously for, like, let's say 2 years, and allegedly it's been happening for 5 years continuously, then there'll be nobody left in that population, or the population will go down. Because although people are having babies, they give you a population breakdown of the age range, and there are still more adults allegedly than there are children. So it's like, yeah, I don't know if I believe that. Yeah. And then they really wanted to attack a certain group of people. They're going to go for the kids first, because the kids are going to grow up to be adults. So they're not going to just go for the adults. Yes, the adults, they go after the stop. They're going to go for the kids. So that's the first thing first. The second thing, like I said, going into, sexism, or not sexism, but, gay people. Oh, they hate gays and da da da. Like, that's a very small percentage, because gays only count for 1% of the population. So it's like they're pushing these stories as if it's bigger than what it actually is. And like I said, that's where it's like, yeah, there's something phony or fishy with this whole situation. There's a reason why all these stories are coming out. There's something fishy with this. And like I said, going into the alien abduction shit too. Very fishy, very weird. And since people have been coming out with these weird ass stories, now there's other weird shit. Another thing I like to say too is you have a lot of people that believe in aliens, but they don't believe in gay people or trans people. And I just find that a little weird too. How do you believe in something that there's no physical evidence of publicly, but don't believe in something that is there's physical? Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, if you're pro alien and you're pro alternative lifestyle, then I'm like, okay, I can kind of see it. Okay. But you're pro alien, but yet it's impossible for a man to feel like a woman. But you believe in a being that's not from this universe, that's probing at you. Like, wait a minute, what? Like, there's a lot of things that are possible that your brain cannot comprehend. Ask your spirit, is the transsexual experience real? And you're going to get the right answer. Hello? You're going to get the right answer. Ask your spirit, is aliens real? You're going to get the right answer. Going around with your own illusion and delusion, like I said, that's where mental illness coming out, and that's something I don't really want to touch on, because that's not really my business, honey. It's not my business, not my concern. If you are experiencing mental illness or any of that, I definitely encourage you to call somebody to help you, because that shit is really, really serious. Okay. Okay. That's it, honey. Oh, like tiny lights, like floating in the air. Those are fairies, but those are like minuscule, like almost dots. Well, those could be floaties too. See, if you got glaucoma, or you're developing glaucoma or any type of eye condition, you will see stars, or you will see little specks. They call it specks, floaties appearing. And some of them come on as lights too, because your eyeball, your retina shit is being damaged. You can look that up too. So this is real. So that could be that. That could be glaucoma. That could be any other type of neurotic experience going on. And like I said, you look up stories of people who had brain tumors and shit, and they were seeing shit because, once again, the brain was developing mass, and they could see lightning and shit through their eyes. So that's where that get into that. Because going into the sister who was seeing lights and stuff around this time, mama had also developed high blood pressure. So I was like, well, high blood pressure fucks with your eyes. So I'm like, yeah, you can go blind from high blood pressure. Yeah, you can lose your eyesight from that. So I'm like, wait a minute. Let me see what's going on here. But no, it was really spirit. So there are, like I said, um, like you said, like I said, floaters and shit with your eyes with the little dots. Actual fairies Now I can only tell you what I've seen, and I gotta go because I'm hiccuping and shit, y'all. I gotta go, but I can tell you from what I've seen with my own physical or spiritual eyes, because I can tell you because I don't know if anybody else saw it, but I seen it with the eyes I got here. Okay, I wasn't in a trance or nothing. I'm like, wait a minute. There's a oh my god, there's things floating around this bitch. I literally met this woman years ago, and I'm not gonna say she was a spiritual teacher of mine because we actually talked and stuff, but she was just a nice person, a cool older lady to chat with and stuff. And Mama wasn't that much older. Mama was like um, maybe 44 years old. But Mama was like married and divorced like 3 or 4 times, girl. And I was like, damn, that's a lot of times what's going on. But anyway, I see this lady. I meet this lady the very first time meeting her, and I'm seeing things float around her. Now I didn't want to tell her about this because I'm like, okay, maybe when I thought I'm like, okay, maybe these are flies, and I'm seeing these flies rotate around this bitch very quickly, right? But this was like flashes of stuff moving around her, like if you ever see a movie when people are warping and the warp comes on and it kind of bends what you're seeing and then it becomes normal again. That's what I was seeing. So these things are flying around her and these little things were doing that. And I was just like, what the fuck? So I'm just like, whatever. Clearly, I'm the only one that saw that. Well, asking the people, nobody else seen it, but I'm like, well, maybe I'm the only one seeing this. So either way, y'all, really, really fascinated by this too, seeing this because it was like, damn, that was amazing. Um, Coming to find out that this lady is gifted through conversation, going into babies. Mama married, she could never conceive a child. She always lost her children, miscarriages, stillborn. So it was not meant for her to have children. So that's how I was really like, okay, Mama's really a spiritualist too with that. Like that's one big marking of that. Witches are usually not so fertile. Okay, we had said, and you're destined to be alone. Okay. And that's just how it is. You will find people along the way to keep you company, but you're destined to be alone once you get into the spiritual world because, of course, that energy becomes very territorial. And I'll keep that there. But either way, you could see these things around her. And I had to do my research of what this was because I've heard of fairies and shit, but I'm like, I've never seen them like that. And sure enough, it was fairies around this lady. And like I said, going into having conversations with her about her being spiritual and the babies and not being able to carry the babies and she was born with a veil over her eyes and also the good shit, but she don't use her gifts like she should, and she uses them when she needs to, and blah 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 blah. And two things that is her kryptonite, and then she's telling me what it is and love and also the good shit. So I'm like, when it goes into fairies, like I do feel like they're real. Like I said, I've seen them before. Okay. So they are real. Once again, if you're doing a spiritual trance and you're in meditation, because that's when things become more obvious to you, just coming out of a meditation, about to go into meditation, things look different to you where you never realized was there, y'all. I told y'all this in the waking state. I pass by the same. I live near a very busy street. Like it's a very busy street. No matter what time of the day, there's cars on the street. Um, and so either way, literally, um, I have drove on the street and I've looked around. Like, girl, when I first went there, I'm looking at everything. Oh, there's a church, there's a temple there, there's a this there, there's a boo boo there. Oh my God, hey, like I'm seeing this stuff, y'all. I never saw this building here. And I have to go inside the gas station and say, hey, are you familiar with blah 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 blah? And they're like, yeah. How long has that building been there? 27 years. Are you sure? Am I in the middle of it? Because I've been here for 2 years, and honey, I've never seen that bitch there. Like, what? Like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, it's been here. Better yet, they were kind of close. And I'm like, girl, I've never seen it. And that was one example, y'all. Even just 2 weeks ago, I came across another space, and I was like, we got one of those here. What? I never knew that. I even Googled it, y'all. Going into spirit shop, I told y'all we went to a city, and I Googled spirit shops for they never popped up. My sister came to visit. We were going to go there, and it popped up with like 8 or 9 different spiritual shops. And I was like, that is actually creepy. because I Googled before. I stayed in that city several times and I had to go to other places to go to spiritual shops. I had to go buy the spiritual shit before I got there. So it's like that was creepy that all of a sudden all the shit pop up. So going into that, like I said, I do feel like when you're tapping into things spiritually, that things are revealed to you that are not obvious in the waking state. So it's like, yeah, if you're doing a lot of magical things, a lot of spiritual things, you are going to see things with your spiritual eye, like, lights flash and things are moving. You're going to see shadow of things. I remember back in the day, we went camping in the middle of nowhere, and when we go camping, you can see the stars and stuff at night, which I want to go there before it gets cold and shit. I'm really going to go, y'all, because now I'm getting hungry. Literally, we go camping and we're all just sitting around the bonfire and we're sharing stories. And I'm getting a feeling like someone is listening in on the conversation. So I'm looking around. Y'all like, okay, maybe so, whatever. I'm sure somebody was watching that wasn't there. But I'm just getting this weird feeling. And then all of a sudden, there's a shadow here, right? And I see it out of my peripheral. Big ass shadow, y'all. And the shadow was just there, like demanding me to look at it. Bitch, I look up, y'all. Why was it a fucking tall ass pine tree? Tall ass pine tree. And of course, my cousin thought I was fucking crazy. Because I said, I got creeped up by the tree. And they were like, what the fuck? What? And this is years ago, y'all. See, I was like 14, 15. So I'm like, the energy of that tree, because we were having this bonfire experience and I was, zoning out somehow, some way. I became aware of the presence of that tree, even though the tree's been there the whole time we were there. So, like I said, those are just things I wanted to point out, that going into the fairies and the spiritual shit, like that shit comes up when you're in a spiritual trance. Naturally, I can speak for drugs on that, because if you do drugs to do spiritual shit, then it's like you're really going to be hallucinating. So natural meditation, natural whatever, I'm like, yeah, I can see it. Smoking weed and shit's like, yeah, you probably think your cat talked too. Yeah, you're a weed spiritual. You probably think the birds come and talk to you too. Yeah, okay. Yeah, girl. Like they be in the deepest of the deepest thoughts too, girl. Like, honey, yeah, leave that weed alone. That weed got you some real, real deep shit. And yeah, and I would say this too, going into like the conscious people and shit. Like they be smoking this weed, and yeah, the weed help me elevate my frequency. But it doesn't help you to get a job to pay off your child support either, though. So, like, what is this really doing? This is real. You're not hallucinating. Why is it not amping you up spiritually to elevate so spirit can show you how to pay off your child support so you're done with it and you don't got to pay for the rest of your life? Like, think about it for a minute. Like, if you're having all these spiritual encounters, why are spirits not giving you intuition and guidance on what you need to benefit from? Like, it just does not sound right to me. It doesn't. So that's it, honey. I saw tiny lights as a middle schooler when I stretched too hard. Okay, yeah, that's the lights we're talking about. Yes. Yes. That's the pressure. Yes, that's the pressure. So either something in your spinal column or something in your actual brain when you were stretching, Jay, was being bent or being stretched. Okay, that's what we're talking about right there. See that right there? That's what we're talking about right there. Right there. I do think a fae came to me in a dream. She had pointed ears and all, but not wings. There you go. Yeah, and of course we talk about this in that one class too. Art of Conjure. You know, they look different too. They got something that look like people. Um, you'll be amazed. I think I had a experience with a fae or an angelic being when I was in a crack sanatorium resort. I told you the story. We get stuck on the freeway, and yeah, I got rescued, honey. Just crazy. Time for me to get the dinner. Oh, yes, honey, 11. I gotta go too, Grand Madam. Yeah, honey, I gotta go. I gotta go. Oh my God, going into why I never really wanted kids, and I thought it was because I was tired of helping to raise everyone else's kids. I know that's right, honey. I know that's right, Grand Madam. What you making, honey? Yes, honey. I know what I'm making. I'm making brown rice, black beans, and air fried buffalo style hot wings. God damn, bitch. Damn. I gotta go. I gotta go. If spirits come while you're high, that's definitely your demon. I'm looking for the amens around. That's what I'm looking for right now. I'm looking for the because they're in the closet. They don't want to come out. Jay, they're in the closet. I'm looking for I'm because that's what that is. Delver said, I'm getting all these spiritual downloads and I'm here to help elevate people. Like you said, if you're high, those are your demons coming forward to help you out. Your demons are trying to tell you, bro, this is what you need to do so you don't need to smoke weed no more. How are you at the highest spiritually, but yet you need shit like weed to relax you? It doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right at all. It does not sound right. I do not drink. I do not smoke. Yes, sometimes I need to relax myself. That's where the ashwagandha come in. That's where the melatonin come in. That's where me come in or turn off my computer, turn off my phone, play my water sounds, and I doze off. Like I don't need to. Oh my god, I'm so stressed out. Where my joint at? Where my pillow? I need like girl. You're not spiritually awakened. And anybody who knows, you go to any metaphysician, any quantum physician, nobody's going to prescribe you marijuana to become spiritually inclined. That actually declines your spirit. And anybody want to fight me about it, we can fight about it. There's no drugs or no alcohol that's going to make you more spiritually fucking gifted. Okay? At all. That is a hallucination. You are hallucinating. There's no drug getting you that, bitch. Okay, going into the Indians, that's why our Native American ancestors would do a smoke to create hallucinations. Once they hallucinate, that's when they got their insight on things. But they hallucinated, right? Hallucinated. And also, they didn't smoke marijuana right now. The grade of marijuana that you smoke right now is not the grade of marijuana that Native Americans smoked back in the day, just so you know. Just so you know, just like the food they ate is not the food we eat right now. I mean, I hate to say that to you too. Okay, psychedelics and shit, girl. Yeah, I hate to say that to you too. Okay, and they smoke like peyote and shit. They didn't smoke mota or like Granddaddy Kushner. They smoked peyote, uh, uh, lettuce, you know, like that skull cap. That's what they smoked on, honey, not marijuana. So it's like, girl, you smoking on cannabis, and cannabis is used for something totally different back in the day. Now they use the extraction for healing, but they didn't smoke it. They did other things with it. They used it for salving butter for pain. But they want to sit here, oh, I gotta smoke weed because I gotta wake myself up. And y'all know about it. We made a witch's salve a couple of years ago. A lot of you bought it. Shout out to you all in the little blue jars. And you apply it to your skin, and your body, it does something. It raises your frequency. You don't have to smoke that shit. And one of the shit actually had cannabis in it. One of the shit actually had cannabis in it. But you applied it to your skin, and you felt, oh my God, I feel really good. When somebody had anxiety, I said, this is going to be good for you. This is going to also help you with your flying ability. When you're sleeping, actually projecting and flying through the realms, dimensions, whatever. Help that perfectly. No anxiety or nothing. So I'm like, girl, you don't need marijuana. And I told you, one of my friends was like, well, I'm never going to give up alcohol because alcohol relaxes you. And I'm just like, so you're not trying to spiritually grow then. Because not only are you wasting money on the alcohol, you're paying $13 every 3 days for the alcohol. You do 13 times 2, okay? And then you times that by 4. Or okay. And that's exactly how much you're spending a month on that. You can spend that on something else, baby. Get you some melatonin if you need to relax. Drink you some Melissa, okay? Okay. Drink you some sleepy time tea. Like, no, you're just comfortable with your demons, and that's okay. That's your story, not mine. I'm not judging anybody out there. That's your business, not mine, honey. But there's no being comfortable with my demons, girl. You're not stopping me from getting ahead, okay? Hello? Yes, the Fae looked human aside from her ears. She was Asian and had human clothes, just the ears and red glitter face. Gave it away. I know that's right, honey. Love and light. I know. Amen Ra. I know that's right, honey. Yeah, when you mentioned that angel and the demon, I had consciously made the decision days before to give in more to my angelic frequency. I know that's right, honey. And that's how we elevate. That's how we manifest. Everything that we want is right there, Jay. Everything. Everything that our hearts desire. It doesn't take a witch. It doesn't take a psychic. It doesn't take a spellcaster to tell this to you, to make this up for you. Everything that you wanted is right there. The question is, are you prepared for it? Doubt inside of your head, push it further away. Your actions push it further away. Everything deals with us. So once again, are we going to feed the high vibration, the energetic angelic being, or the universal frequency? Or are we going to work with the low vibrational frequency, which is meant to go against our natural clock? That's what it comes down to. So anyway, love and light. Thank you guys for watching. I gave you 3 hours. I don't know if we're going to do Midnight Metanoia tonight. I'll let you know. I'll let y'all know. What time? Yes, 2 o'clock. I'm letting you know. If not, girl, midnight metronome for sure this week. I don't know about tonight. We might do it Thursday. Don't know about tonight though. Okay, we've been here for 3 hours, and I gotta go. I gotta go recoup. Woo, woo. We were tapping in a little bit. I gotta go recuperate. Okay, love and light, and y'all, as always, take care of yourself and be good to yourself, y'all. Be good to yourself. Love yourself a little more. Okay, love and light, and as always, namaste.